Do you hear that?
No. But do you hear this?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You don't hear... Dude, I've tried so long. You don't hear the freaking music anymore, and don't mind my curry plate. If you don't like curry, you have a problem. That's freaking love beef curry. But yeah, welcome to this week's episode of Introvert Alert. And I already know that I'm going to get flooded with the usual question of where's Blue? Honestly, I'm not really sure. It was her birthday yesterday, so it's one of those situations where, like, you let someone party, you know what I mean? So, pretty sure she'll be back soon. Not fully sure, but hey. Have Sparks Productions here. He's someone I work regularly with. I'm pretty sure you link to, like, his work sometimes or anything that I provided. Hey, glad to have you here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, first off, Spark Productions. This beat right here is called Glock.
yeah, it might actually be the intro music if you guys end up liking it for the show. But I'm just glad that we finally got rid of the freaking, like, yeah, that music. The PlayStation 4 music. It was killing us, let's face it. It was killing all of us.
Maybe I should make a beat out of it.
No, I think we've had enough of it. Especially when, like, sometimes, like, the microphone will pick it up too, so you get that double little bit of, like,
Of course, man.
Yeah, it's just like, nah.
Well, it wants to let you know that it's here.
But it has too much presence. That's like the problem, you know what I mean? Like, especially when it double loops, like, it literally just stays in your ear. Like, I'll remember, like, going to work after this, and it's like, literally, that's all I'll hear the entire night. Like, it's just like the PlayStation, like, 4, like, playroom music just looping over and over in my head. Like, and, like, I'll try to listen to everything, too, to
Which
just
ring
get it
of
up.
hell would that be?
What?
Which ring of hell would that be?
I think I'd be in a ninth circle. But what's it called? Yeah, back to today's main topic. One thing I actually wanted to talk about is if anybody has been watching the news a lot lately, is there's actually been like a lot of like, I don't exactly know how to put it, but like a lot of fuel related conflicts. Because, for example, I remember mentioning last week that I don't know if anybody remembers, but the conflict between the Ukraine and Russia, and how obviously, like, I think it was either between late 2017 to halfway through this year and stuff like that. Russia has essentially successfully conquered, like, let's face it, you know what I mean? They basically have invaded and successfully conquered, like, Crimea. And obviously we have the big problem of, like, because it goes without saying that the only way to get through the Black Sea into, like, the Turkish, like, the Azov, like, sea would be to go through the Turkish Strait, right? And it goes without saying that obviously, you know, we have Russia on one end, we have Crimea on the other. And, you know, recently Russia actually built a bridge ever since, like, they've taken it over to kind of, like, over-enforce all the other countries within the region that, hey, this is now, like, all of our territory. And obviously the problem was caused due to the fact that, like, Ukraine doesn't recognize, like, Crimea to actually be, you know, so to speak, Russian. So as far as they're concerned, their old, like, treaty where, you know, like, they should be able to have their ships go through, whether it be, like, naval or just commercial ships and stuff like that. You know, obviously there was a big incident where and I actually saw the footage of this, guys, like, the Russians actually kind of, like, overdid it. They literally rammed, like, their battleship into the tugboat. They started firing into the boat. They're claiming...
A tugboat?
Yeah, a tugboat. Well, I mean, they also had naval vessels, but the ship that was specifically rammed was one of the tugboats. Because it was literally two tugboats being escorted by just, like, a regular, small, like, naval warship. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And we're talking, like, these guys brought out a bigger ship, had it rammed into it, and shots were fired. And then they're trying to tell the world that, hey, I mean, people did get injured, but it's only 3 people, and they're not badly injured, and we're taking care of them.
Mother Russia just told them to go big or go home.
Well, no, but get this.
They don't want to go home.
Yeah.
They went big.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's... What?
Yeah, exactly, and think about it, like, because what people need to recognize that this means is that if Russia keeps up, like, this general, like, tactic, because think about it, after that whole incident happened, they literally had a commercial, like, tanker block off the entire strait. They didn't allow any trade from any country. We're not just talking about Ukraine. We're talking about every country that's lined up across the Black Sea that obviously doesn't want to go through the extra trolls and stuff like that to be able to get their goods through. We're talking, they denied it to everybody just because of this one small incident with the Ukraine. You know what I mean? We're talking millions in commercial trade for that region. Just, they literally told everybody, fuck off. Denied it through. You know what I mean? So think about how much money that costs a region, you know. And obviously, like for example, that kind of leads me into one thing that we've also seen as well recently, which is the French fuel protests and stuff like that. Like you're seeing this more and more all across the world. You know what I mean? Because think about it, like I don't know if people were aware of the problem, but obviously, like we have this group known as the Yellow Vests. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce their name. I don't parle bleu français, so you know I'm not gonna butcher their language. But what's it called? Yeah, like I was saying before, so pretty much like the taxes that would have imposed would have made it so that, for example, if I wanted to get just regular gas at the gas station, like the taxes that they were gonna put on it were literally gonna make it so that like if we were talking American dollars,
Yeah.
we're talking almost $7 for a gallon of regular gas, 14 for diesel. That's what the taxes would have made happen. Obviously, you know, and the thing about it is you have to think about it. You know, like for example, like the French president actually gave like rich people a bunch of tax cuts earlier this year. The way they've been kind of handling the tax cuts and stuff like that.
Sounds like someone we know.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, but like I was saying before, it's like it's obviously a big problem because think about this, right? You know, obviously they were gonna impose it, and then you know the French people were just like fuck no, and they did their thing. Which honestly, I love the French for that. I mean, every time that like their government tries to do something and they're just like no, you don't. It's like they actually do something. Like they got balls, man. French people got balls, man. I just gotta say that, man. Not to mention, did you see the picture of like one of the weapons that was confiscated from the riot?
The baguette?
Yeah, the baguette, dude. That's
that
like
reminds me of
yeah,
work.
dude. That's like the most French thing I've ever seen in my
No,
life.
our work at baguettes, they don't even need metal, dude.
No, but that's what I'm saying, man. It's like
they
this.
fucking slice your finger on the curve, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it fucking hurts.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you've ever handled like fresh baked baguettes, they're actually pretty sharp. Like where you have to actually do like the cutting on top so that it vents out like the excess moisture that would otherwise be like. That you can actually cut your fingers pretty good, you know, like obviously by the time it makes its way to the factory,
cut there, just wherever.
Yeah, cuts everywhere from that stuff. It's like, well, I don't know if you see it, but my my arms
you
are.
You don't work in packing. You don't fucking get.
Well, I don't work in packing, but I obviously
burn,
I bake this stuff. Not to mention, if you actually look at my arms, I actually have like a bunch of scarrings and like burns and stuff from like just me working generally and stuff like that. Hey, how you doing? But like I was saying before, right?
Hola.
Yeah, I kind of have to digress a bit. And thank you, Ritz and Repeat. But what people need to realize, right, is like I said before. Obviously, we Americans, we've been having our own problems with fuel prices. But obviously, how much would you say a gallon is? Like around 3 something, right? Like
a gallon right now is about like not even $3.
Yeah.
It's been floating around like what?
Yeah, exactly.
$2.89 and $2.99 a gallon.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking in France. Hey, how you doing? Right now we're in Boston. Greetings. Actually, I'm gonna be going to New York, like just to visit, like in a couple weeks.
I haven't been there.
Yeah. If people can recall, Blue was actually there a week or two ago. That's why she missed like 2 episodes ago, because she was actually there. Personally, I love New York though.
It's lively midnight, like even past midnight, all the way up to like the next morning. It's fucking lit.
Cause like the areas I go to is like I don't know. They've probably been there, but like. Rather than going to like the mainstream New York areas, I actually like going to like the city of Troy and stuff like that, because they actually have like really big kick-ass paintball fields, like big outdoor paintball fields, like really well constructed and everything else. So like I usually go there, and like literally if you go to like Troy in that area, you have a choice. You can either go to the paintball field there, or there's like one, I can't remember the name of the city, but it's like there's one city in the middle, and you either go to Troy or the other one, and it's like a paintball field.
You told me about that before.
Yeah, it's like I usually go there all the time, like when I go there. But back to what I was saying with like the fuel pricing and stuff like that, though. It's like we're literally talking. You said $2.85 for a gallon. Right now they're paying like 5 something, and they were gonna start paying like $7 a gallon. You know what I mean? Obviously they started rioting because of that. And I think the French president name is like Macron or something like that. And pretty much like the way I and plenty of people kind of see it is like he's kind of like another Trump. You know what I mean? And you know, and like goes without saying that like another problem that goes with that can actually attribute like one thing that people can say personally. Hey, how you doing, Ashley? Glad to have you here. But back to what I was saying, right? Like one thing that people can personally agree with is that, like, for example, like the Iranian oil sanctions. I don't know if anybody has heard about that, but like that's actually been another thing that I can directly correlate to what's been happening. Because think about it, like remember how I think it was called like an IFB or something like that, but like originally like other countries were planning on kind of getting around the United States sanctions because for example like the way they would have done it right was let's say that Iran wasn't directly trade like doing money with other countries, right?
Yeah.
So what they would do is I would give France oil, but France wouldn't give me money for oil. Instead, Italy would trade me goods, and obviously Italy would get the money instead of Iran. But obviously Iran is still getting the goods. Iran is still able to make money out of the goods, because the whole point of the U.S. sanctions is obviously because yeah, exactly. We're apparently the U.S. government doesn't see eye to eye with Iran about their nuclear progressions and stuff like that. So they've just kind of been putting in the sanctions, and like the thing that people need to realize is that they're actually being hit pretty hard by this, and it's actually starting to show with countries such as France and China. Because think about everything that's been happening in China with like all the coal and stuff like that, how like they're banning coal use throughout the winter, and it's just like what else are people supposed to use to heat like their generators and stuff like that? Well, you gotta use oil. Well, guess what? Now we can't really buy oil.
That or natural
gas. Yeah, exactly. It's like
cleaner, efficient.
Yeah, and
it's forcing it to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like the U.S. sanctions are making it so that they have to buy less oil because like then they're gonna start getting hit with like fines and stuff like that. And think about it, even though like the U.S. obviously like owes like a lot of debt to China, we're still like one of the main people that we get their money from. We have to keep this active trade. Yeah, exactly. Because think about it, it's like the U.S. government essentially owes them that money.
Like
it's not the U.S. company.
It looms over and just like, no, we're just gonna keep spending the fuck.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have the time of our lives.
Yeah, $7 trillion debt, but yeah, $5 billion wall. That's literally just my ego spread across the land. Let's face it. That's all what Trump's wall really is. He doesn't care about safety. He pretty much wants to show, like, the world how much he has to compensate for his penis size by putting a big wall across the land.
Yeah, but didn't Cards Against Humanity, like,
They can just build 90 feet around it if you think about it. Actually, no.
It's not even around it, no.
Yeah, because it has to be throughout the U.S. side. It can't be throughout the Mexico side, because Mexico isn't just going to let them build like 90 feet of wall into them.
The only way they can do it is like eminent domain. That's going to raise a lot of issues. That's even. I gotta.
But let's face it. I mean, Stormy Daniels said it. Melania essentially like hinted toward it a couple times. Trump has a tiny dick. That's why he wants to build that wall. He just wants to compensate for his pecker.
A lot of issues.
Yeah. But yeah, back to what I was saying though. It's just like yeah, I'm sorry guys. Kind of lost track big time there. All right, but what people need to realize.
On Facebook once and offered a gentleman's challenge saying, "Fight me, Donald Trump." Fight me.
He's not gonna take anybody serious on that. If you think about it though.
Yeah, I really know. Like, come on, box me. It's popular. Fucking what Logan Paul's doing. Yeah, you won't.
Yeah, you won't. But yeah, back to what I was saying though, it's like what people really need to realize is that this is actually
no cheat.
Yeah. But it's like what people need to realize though, ultimately at the end of the day, is that this is a really big problem that is actually starting to spread worldwide. Because think about it, Iranian sanctions started a while ago. Obviously Venezuela, same situation. Venezuela has been getting hit hard. And think about it, they're major oil providers. You know what I mean? Venezuela is actually one of our like major oil providers, and think about what they're going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, their economy's screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and like
their civilians.
Yeah. And think about it, especially in like I mentioned before, like you have to think about countries like China and stuff like that that are being hit hard by it. Obviously people are being forced not to use coal, so you have to rely more on things like oils and stuff like that, natural gases. But guess what? Like due to these sanctions, like obviously they're not going to completely stop. You know what I mean?
It's not going to matter. We're going to keep going for oil unless people actually start using reliable sources. Well, other reliable
what's it called? I haven't sold my... I actually own a white one. That red one belongs to T2, the field owner, I believe. The one I was using recently. He was just nice enough to let me and my friends use it for those videos. But the one that I personally own, I'm not selling it, ever.
Yo, was Hanukkah really tough?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, as you know, I literally keep that thing like in my security deposit box with like a couple other of my rear guns. I think this not. Yeah, the Twister. Yeah, I'm not.
I was talking about.
I barely. No, but I'm saying like she like when Ashley mentioned like the Twister that I own. It's just like I'm never selling that thing. ever. I freaking love that thing. It's like I barely touch it too because I'm scared to actually damage the thing. So I keep it in my security deposit box, like at the bank. It's just like
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like a Charizard first edition hologram.
Oh, dude, I was so pissed when my mom threw mine away. I was just like, Mom, that was more than my childhood. That was like life savings. It was worth $3,000 at the time. Think about it. It's like worth more now. Yeah. Charizard?
I thought it was like worth like up to like only 200 at most.
No, Charizard first edition holographic from like the first starter packs. That was worth. I think it's worth around 5,000 now. I could have sold it around that. But I remember it's just like she threw away everything I had and like yeah.
2 shares of Bitcoin.
Exactly.
2 Bitcoins.
Yeah, that's 2 twisters.
Actually, no. Like,
that's
Plus
2 twisters right there if you think about it. Oh, I gotta talk to Diego.
2 bytes.
Yeah.
2 Bitcoins.
Yeah, because Diego, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure, but next month you guys are gonna see me sell like 1 or 2 of them. But back to what I was saying. Personally, I don't Bronx Sushi. I don't really celebrate stuff like that ahead of time. Like I am, but I'm not at the same time like religious. That's the only way I can put it. It's just like I definitely believe that there's something higher out there, but at the same time, you know, for me to follow a book that expects me, because for example, like don't even get me started on the Bible and contraception. Yeah.
I think it's a lie. It's just
no, don't. I don't think that. Yeah, but at the same time, it's just like you gotta admit that
She wants to know how your pumpkin is.
What's it called? Well, actually, believe it or not, yeah. 1 second.
No, you got that.
Well, I mean,
Dual cannon.
I'm actually gonna go to T2 and get my 1989 Gotch Deuce. This is my double barrel pump fixed. He was actually nice enough to help me kind of install this regulator into it as well, because it definitely needed like a regulator. But this thing.
She's probably wondering if you want to sell any though.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not selling any of mine.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And then one more second. And I'm actually pretty excited about this because I remember like a couple years ago when I first got this gun, I ranted that my friend lost this, but I actually found the direct feed to the Labco Grey Ghost, 2006 Labco Grey Ghost near mint. So I'm actually going to be playing with this pretty much. You know, I'm going to keep it cartridge fed, but just the fact that I can hopper feed it rather than 2 feed it now, this thing's definitely going to get more use though.
More bang for your buck.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be using pumps more.
For your balls.
I don't have the video because for some reason my camera didn't want to record, but I actually did the Greg Hastings challenge with a pump. Like I didn't finish it the first time, but then I came back and like I actually had the right amount of ammo because the first time I wanted to challenge myself. So I was that guy that was dumb enough to only bring 100 rounds, and then like I accidentally like lost a tube. Like I went to feed it and like the tube just like dumped down. I'm just like, all right, I'm automatically not finishing this. I tried though. But back to what I was saying, it's like what people need to realize is that the whole fuel situation that I've been mentioning is actually an extremely big problem for everybody. That's going to spread all throughout. Because sure, we're only paying $2.85 now, but think about how things have gone throughout the years. You know some of the prices that we've had to pay throughout the years.
Fuel,
yeah.
Gran Turismo Sport just came out with the Tesla Model S.
Ooh.
Electric car.
Downloadable. Nice.
Well, it was in the new update. But yeah,
personally, no, I love Teslas. Like, I think that's definitely like a good way to go as far as having like other.
You like can't hear the engine in those things.
Yeah, literally. Did you know that blind people a few years ago actually filed a lawsuit to make the cars like louder?
To make them loud? Yeah, because you don't know if they're on or not.
No, because exactly.
Moving, if they're accelerating, and
no, that's the point. The cars were so quiet that blind people were having trouble, obviously, establishing that the cars were there, and it's like there were a lot of like hit incidents, you know, where they were getting hit because, like, you know, normally
they think there's nothing there.
Yeah, because like, you know, normally
ears are good enough to tell like how close proximity.
No, but that's the thing.
Moving on the gravel, or like, well, not even gravel.
No, but that's the thing. It's just that the car is really that smooth, or like you practically don't hear it at all. You know, and that's the problem they've been having. You know, normally they're used to hearing whether there's a car down the trees. Yeah.
Like they don't have that that stick for the tires.
Yeah. But exactly, it's like that's one thing that I read up that was weird. Obviously, they ended up not doing it. Like there's other ways that I figured that they work with them, but like I found that to be weird. Like they actually got sued for being too quiet of a car. At the same time, I obviously feel bad for blind people that they were getting hit by them, but it's just like,
I mean,
yeah. obviously the drivers have to be more careful. Ultimately,
Raise
it was the driver's
awareness.
fault.
Make Teslas louder.
No, just drivers that drive Tesla actually drive good.
Elon Musk, you need to smoke more loud.
Oh, dude. Yeah, don't smoke weed. I mean, you could end up an Olympic swimmer or a rocket scientist billionaire that also owns a car company.
He didn't really smoke. I don't even.
No, he didn't. No, he literally didn't really smoke it at all. If you watch the video,
Well,
because think about it, he talked about it. It's just like, yeah, I've tried it before, but
I think
honestly,
he's
it
been
didn't
doing
do
it now,
anything to
though.
me.
I think he's been
back then, and in that moment, he just both times he inhaled it wrong. Because if you
He
look,
didn't-
no, but that's the point. He just put it in his mouth and he let it out. I think he thought it was like a cigar, you know, because you're not supposed to inhale a cigar. Obviously, you just leave the smoke in your mouth a little bit. Your tongue absorbs like the nicotine, and then that's how you kind of get your hit from
You
it.
still get a little bit of something, especially if it's good stuff. You'll get something.
Yeah, but that's the point. You know what I mean? Like, I think both times he hit it and he thought it was a cigar, so he put the smoke in his mouth and he blew it out, and it's just like, you know. But I found the whole thing afterwards, so it's just like, yeah, I must be superhuman. I can't feel this at all. And it's just like, you really, I mean, the only way I can put it is, like...
He sells flamethrowers, for fuck's sake. I mean,
Well, it's actually a blowtorch.
Yeah.
You can actually make that at home.
Sorry, blowtorch.
Literally buy a blowtorch, guys, and get an airsoft kit that's obviously a metal airsoft gun. You can just literally put the body around it, and you can make what he made. That's literally all he did. He literally grabbed a blowtorch, he made a neat little, like, flamethrower design with a decently good trigger system, I'll give him that. But, yeah.
It's a bigger flame than a blowtorch, though.
No, blowtorches can do that. Blowtorches actually do way worse than that. The industrial blowtorches I've worked with in the past, like doing metalwork and stuff like that, yeah. They do way worse than that. Like, the only way I could put it is that, like, the shotgun blast from, like, Dragon's Breath ain't got shit on industrial blowtorches.
Okay.
Yeah. Them shits, like, they have some that literally practically shoot plasma, too. Those are, like, the really scary ones.
It's like napalm.
Yeah. No, literally, it's like if you pass it through, like, it'll burn right through you. Like, we're talking lightsaber hot, like, with these shits. Well, obviously, not really, because a lightsaber is technically hot as the sun.
Speaking of
Actually, no,
dangerous
2,500
punks,
degrees.
I wouldn't want to take that load, I'm sorry, man.
But, it's like, I don't know why I'm not finishing my plate of food. I should finish my beef curry. And again, if you don't like curry, you have a problem. Like, curry's the best shit ever.
Someone shit in your curry.
No, I just mix it in with like a bunch of extra stuff. If you already know me, I put like a little bit of everything.
Splice.
Yeah. But back to I keep trying to make the point, and then we keep getting off track. It's just the fact that, the fact
global warming is real.
Yeah, well, according to Trump, it's BS, but
I don't give a fuck what he says.
Well, what's it called? But back to what I was saying, like, the fuel problem is really, it's actually something that people should be on top of, because, like, it's actually getting scary due to, like, obviously we're unaffected for the time being due to how much trade we do, you know. Other countries have no choice but to really cater to us to some extent, obviously, because, like, obviously if we were to travel to those countries, we're not getting any special treatment, but as far as trading companies go, we're the main, like, competitor, so it doesn't matter if the country's in debt. I mean, who else are you going to trade with? Who else has money? You know what I mean? Just think about, like, the migrant situation.
Who else has money that you're giving us just to give back to you, just so you can go?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, because the way the countries look at it is just, sure, we're not going to get all that money now, but if we keep up the trade, we're going to get that and more. You know,
actually, I mean,
that's the only way to think about it. You know, like the companies.
Good perspectives in the U.S. There's smart people in the U.S.
Just think about it. The companies from your country as well. You know, you get to tax them too. So not only are you getting like the money back from what you owe in loans,
they're
but
just
then
all moving out of country.
Yeah, you're getting like the taxing done between the trade. You know, all the different like trades and stuff like that. But again, you know, this is actually a very serious problem because we're talking like regions across the world are actually being heavily affected by this. You know, it's not just one place. It's not just Iran. I mean, think about how drastically.
It's a finite source of oil.
Because think about how drastically like the Venezuelan dollar and the Iranian dollar. Because I think compared to the U.S. dollar, the Iranian, I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's dropped 70%. 70% compared to the U.S. dollar. Yeah, but it's based on the sanctions though. And like the thing about it is that like people need to realize is that these sanctions weren't implied overnight. You know, We're talking like pre-Obama era, even though the Obama,
Like
yeah, exactly, even though the Obama administration redid them, and then here we have,
since
yeah,
Bush Senior.
yeah, exactly, and then
Yeah.
we have, obviously,
maybe
yeah,
Reagan and shit.
yeah, way before that. We're talking 1980s. This shit has been going on, and obviously
right.
now they're starting to be heavily affected by it. You know what I mean? Because think about everything that's been happening in that region. You know, we had rioting in Egypt last year and everything else. You know what I mean? And obviously, a lot of that is related to fuel because fuel is their main resource. And guess what? Like, for example, like we're talking 2.3 million barrels of oil used to be shipped out of Iran every single day. Ever since the sanctions happened, if they're lucky, and obviously we're still talking a very large number, but considering the fact that this is the main thing that brings in the money to take care of the citizens, you know, we're talking it's been halved. You know, 1.4 million if they're lucky in a day, if they're lucky. And that's if countries feel comfortable, because like more countries are backing out. You know, one of the countries that actually recently backed out, no surprise, France, from trading with them. Because think about it, it's just one of those situations where they know that if they keep buying large, heavy volumes of oil, they're going to get frowned upon by the U.S. And again, it's that situation of guess who everybody trades with. It's kind of like that kid in school that he's not necessarily popular, but he does everybody's homework and stuff like that. And he has those friends.
He's appreciated.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that guy that's heavily appreciated, but obviously made a few enemies along the way. You know what I mean? Like in high school.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's like everybody's gonna like dap him up regardless of any situation. And it's just like that's what everybody needs to realize. And I mean, ever since they kind of like, you know, stop trading and stuff like that, just look at how like the oil prices. But again, you know, luckily, even though I don't condone like the things that the protesters did, you guys definitely didn't need to go jumping cops. And yeah, there was that one video where like a big group of cops did unnecessarily go ham harder on him than like the people did on the cop. But at the same time, it's just like two wrongs don't make a right.
Two rights don't make a left either.
Yep, you need a third one there, buddy. What's it called? That's like the thing about it too. Like people need to realize it's just like because obviously like countries like India and stuff like that, they're not gonna stop full on trading with these people. Like that's just not gonna happen regardless of any situation. But to the extent that they've been forced to stop trading, it's obviously making an impact because we're talking these are the only real places that you can get it. This is what all your heavy machinery and stuff runs off. It's just like you can't just make an entire country's like power source. Like for example, like what alternative is there really besides like electricity? But guess what powers a lot of electricity in certain regions? Oil, yeah. So it's like see how that kind of works. Yeah.
Natural gas comes from oil.
Yeah. Well, sort of, if you think about it.
It's the vapors from oil.
Yeah.
It's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
The sun, pretty much oil.
Yeah.
But
again, that's like one thing that I wanted to talk about because like obviously Russia obviously has like they've been creating a pretty big problem and like at this point they pretty much control like they have a toll bridge pretty much now across the Asal Strait. But obviously that's a really big problem. I mean the Turkish Strait. But yeah. Obviously, let's move on to.
No one's gonna do anything about that.
Yeah, exactly. They can't. I mean, like the only option really is war, and no one really wants war. You know, no one wants smoke with anybody because again, you know, you have to think about the people in your country, and the only way you're gonna take care of them is obviously through economic trade. But at this point now, everybody's forced to pretty much pay Russia's toll bridge if you want to keep using the easier, cheaper route. Because it's still gonna be cheaper to go through the Turkish Strait as opposed to going through land where you're gonna have to pay all these like extra different countries, not to mention more fuel costs and stuff like that to actually drive the car and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey you.
What's up, buddy? Sorry guys, I love my beard. But yeah, in recent news though, let's switch to something a little bit, well, I wouldn't necessarily say lighter, but at the same time, like, there have been like a lot more reports of this going on lately, and it's one of those situations where like you kind of get tired of it and stuff like that. Pete Davidson, and I don't know if people saw like the bullying video from the UK where like the kid literally gets like, dude, like this kid literally like gets like throat grabbed, you know what I mean? Like full on like Adam's apple, like I'm so sorry. I mean, I didn't hit him, but still, I'm sorry, buddy. But yeah, but so it's just I don't know if people saw that video, but like that was horrible to watch. I mean, like the kid literally slams him on the ground like by his throat. Mind you, the kid already has a cast in his arm from being attacked a couple weeks ago. I think the kid's name was like Jamal or something from the UK. But like I remember watching the video and the entire thing was actually extremely appalling. You know, like personally, one of the things that made me turn to the martial arts and eventually like paintball and stuff like that was the fact that I'm an extremely nice guy. So me being that really nice guy, people kind of didn't really know whether to establish that as like weakness or strength. So people, obviously, you keep trying to test a nice guy, but it's just from someone obviously that was bullied to some extent until I obviously learned how to like defend myself and stuff like that. That entire thing was just appalling to watch. And it's just it comes down to the fact that like he was even defended by like a pro anti like Muslim like person. You know what I mean? I can't remember the guy's name exactly, but I'm actually glad he's being sued by the family. The dude literally had the audacity. Did I just say that? Audacity. Audacity to say that for that like a couple weeks before Jamal was apparently like involved in like watching or like somehow enabling like a random girl being jumped and stuff like that. And it's just like, bro, like what the fuck are you doing? Like, why did you even open your mouth in that situation? It's like you saw what the other kid did to him for no reason, literally no reason other than pure hatred. The kid literally told him why he pretty much like spouted why he did it. He just didn't like the fact that he was an immigrant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just waterboards the kid. Just horrible. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Fixing that in a moment.
Oh no.
There we go. Sorry about that. It's just if you leave it off after a while, it tends to do that.
Oh snap, crackle, pop.
Yeah, and
it's
it
the
just,
revenge. The return.
Dude, did it really just do this?
It's coming back with the vengeance. Oh.
Dude, I am so pissed to have this. 1 second. We're gonna fix this right now.
Are you still just connecting?
Yeah.
Just doing it.
Well, I should be. I gotta reconnect. I can't believe it's really making me do this. Oh no, it did it again! I can't. Alright, don't worry guys, it's connecting. I'm gonna take care of the music in a second. I hate it too.
I'll take care of the I have music over the Apple.
There we go.
Can you see me?
Yeah. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that whole music situation, guys. I know how much we all hate the music. But back to what I was saying, it kind of brings me, like, again, I'm glad, I'm not going to mention the guy's name because I don't want to bring him any fame or, like, anything, really. The guy just doesn't really deserve anybody's mind, but, like, obviously he made some pretty strong accusations against the kid, and it's just, like, you already saw the horrible shit the kid was going through, he literally got attacked and had a bone broken a few weeks before. And now you're gonna make shit worse for him. Because think about it, the incident has actually made things worse for his family. Like for example, his little sister got attacked because of that.
Because of that whole refugee shit.
Yeah, and it's not his fault. He was put in that unfortunate situation where like his family had to travel halfway across the world, letting everything they knew go. So that's the thing people need to realize in this situation. It's just the fact that like you literally sacrifice everything in the first place to actually have to get to move around and stuff like that. And yeah, it kind of moves me on to like the Pete Davidson situation that's been happening with him. The fact that he had to like kind of like voice himself a little bit over like, people giving him a ton of stuff for like Ariana Grande and shit like that. And like the one thing that you have to kind of think about is just like, people seriously can and will get fucked up in the head over these things. You know what I mean? And oh come on, buddy, what are you doing? But yeah, it just like, what I mean? Like, and honestly, like, the only thing I can say is, like I'm not the biggest fan of Pete Davidson, but at the same time, I actually appreciate, like, the statement that he made over the weekend, regarding suicide and stuff like that. Because the thing about it is, I get that he has dark humor, but it's kind of like how I mentioned, I think, in, like, episode 2 or 3 or so, that, the dark humor isn't someone actually being fucked up to begin with. Now, mind you, when he made the jokes about like the Manchester killings, yeah, that wasn't warranted. He definitely deserved to take a little shit for that. But at the same time, you know, constantly receiving death threats just because he made a joke about having a girlfriend that was too good for himself, you know.
That's the risk of a good laugh.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was just some dark humor. You know what I mean? The dude obviously wasn't gonna do that to his girlfriend. You know, she's clearly not pregnant now a year later, so he clearly didn't do that to her. But still, it's just the fact that like, you know, it's gotten to the point where like the guy is already down and out, and people are just hammering him, and like, you know, you could take it from me, you know, like I haven't gotten that many, but I do get the occasional online troll just wanting to ruin my day, and it's just like he'll send me like some like dark shit, and it's just like you never actually ever get used to it. It doesn't matter how many times, you know, like my 2 to 3 times compared to his daily, you know. Like I can't even imagine like him always going through his phone and stuff like that, and then just constantly reading people just wishing him harm for just being himself and stuff like that. So again, I'm really proud of the statement that he was able to make about, you know, just like being aware that like you know, like you have to check on your happy friends and stuff like that. You know, the fact that regardless of what people are gonna say to him, he's not going to obviously kill himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just
People
the fact
been
that
saying
again,
that for
yeah,
years,
exactly, and it's just the fact that like,
and
why
then it
would,
gets forgotten
yeah,
until
no one should push
something happens.
anybody to that point, you know, because like what people need to realize is that like suicide is a tragedy. The fact that a
It's not even
person,
just pushed to that point.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, it's the fact that
mentality.
a person got to the point that they just absolutely give up and just choose to essentially dissipate. And then think about it, it's just like they're not going to be the ones holding on to the pain, because like one thing that you commonly hear is that when you obviously do it, you know, you're not actually getting rid of your pain, you're just passing your pain on to someone else, because the people that actually cared about you, the people that actually tried, you know, that's going to stay with them from then on, you know, for obviously not trying
You
harder.
only got one life. There's nothing else to it, and
Yeah.
there's always a future. There's always
Yeah.
time to make things.
And
right.
again, if you guys need help, you
Experience
know,
something different or something
if you
better,
look up
to
Introvert
change
Alert
things.
official Facebook and stuff like that, like if you guys need help and someone to talk to you, you can talk to me. This isn't the
If you
first
want things
time.
to get better, it starts
Yeah.
with you, because you're the one in control of your own life. So
I've talked to like some of you guys before about these things.
You don't
I
have to
don't
do
have a
something
problem doing my
outrageous.
time.
But there are solutions, there are ways, just reach out for help.
Yeah. Bottom line is someone cares, and I mean, like, people wouldn't be going out of their way to make all these programs and stuff like that. But the fact remains that he didn't necessarily ask for help. Oh, wait. Oh, thank God. Sorry, I have another bearded dragon in the room, and if he gets near her, he's gonna kill her, so I have to keep an eye on him. But, yeah. Back to what I was saying, it's just like the fact remains that, you know, just the fact that he was. No! Do not get near her. No! Bad. Bad. Stop. Stop. You just had food. You don't need to eat your little sister, essentially. You good?
Cut the poo.
Alright.
Cut the poo. Please.
Sorry about that, guys. He literally went to attack her because she's like right over there. I had to grab him and like calm him down really quickly. He was like literally like ready. I don't know why though. It's just like she literally doesn't do anything to him. She's like literally there's like a wooden board there and she's hiding under the board to like avoid him.
I mean, you got that. I just got a dog and I had 2 cats. I still have 2 cats.
Yeah.
That's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Yeah, back to what I was saying though, it's just like again, like the bottom line is people, regardless of how much you don't think people care, like people ultimately do and will, and if you reach out to obviously the right people,
there are people that care.
the right people will help you know what I mean? And
because they understand.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's just the fact that like yeah, and it's just like obviously like I've helped my friends through it and stuff like that, and again, you know, just the fact that he was obviously able to make that statement and stuff like that, you know, I genuinely appreciate that out of Pete Davidson, you know, because normally every article that you read about him is just, oh, he said some fucked up dark shit, and it's just like, you both, yeah, he does dark humor, and it doesn't necessarily mean
he pushes the envelope.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean that
it's like
he's
all the other comedians that have pushed the envelope up to this point.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that he actually like like what's it called?
I've seen worse shit on Facebook. I'm really
Yeah. It doesn't mean that he's like a sadistic person and he wants like fucked up shit to happen and stuff like that. It's again, you know, they make light of these messed up situations so that people can get past them and stuff like that. You know, at least that's the standpoint that I kind of see, like from stuff like that. You know, and it just kind of gives you like this whole like perception of how like people tend to be like nowadays and stuff like that when it comes to these things. Because like I mentioned before, you know, you can get help, and again, you know, if you want to talk to me about it, Introvert Alert official Facebook is something I started recently. I haven't really worked on it as much as I would like to, hence me not announcing it as much. But if you need someone to talk to, message me there. You know, Blue also has or will get access to it pretty soon. So if you know if she's on it at the time, you know, you could even talk to her about it. You know what I mean? But and that
Take
kind
care
of
of yourselves, people.
yeah.
You're all you got.
And that kind of brings me to sort of like the Shawn Mendes like backlash that's been happening lately. I don't know if you know who he is, but long story short, he's an actor. You know, I can't really remember that much of his work because personally, I'm not a fan of him. I'm not gonna pretend to be. It's one of those situations where like, yeah, I heard the name, I heard the story, but like, I didn't look into his work that much. His name has popped up a few times. But obviously, what's been happening to him recently and stuff like that, like the fact that there's controversy about it in the first place, where it's one of those situations where like men have to hear this. I feel like what he was spreading out there is something that you know you're gonna get near her again.
No.
No. No. You know, actually, I got an idea. I think if I just put him back here.
Yo, and then he jumps over you.
He probably will.
My dog jumped over my brother.
What is this? Do you want to chill? Alright, fine.
Yo, my dog's wild.
Sorry about that.
He's crazy hops.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. But yeah, what's been happening with him though is that obviously, like, he made a statement last week or so about the fact that obviously, like, throughout the years, everybody has, for some weird reason, like, for one reason or another, thought that he was gay. And obviously, throughout the years, that's kind of been like banging in the back of his head, and it's kind of made him have some homophobic tendencies. And it's just one of those situations where he wasn't saying that he was against gay people in any way whatsoever. The only thing that he was stating was that due to the fact that for some weird reason, that's something that like people kind of associate with him and his brand, so to speak. You know, like it's kind of like there's plenty of like let's face it, you know, we all have those machismo moments where like even though it doesn't matter, you know, you just want to make sure, you know, to kind of get it out there like that you're not, you know what I mean? And it's like it's one of those situations where it's gotten to the point with him that like he's literally starting to hate himself and everything else because obviously he's not against gay people, but it's just the fact that like he's so afraid to be perceived as homosexual due to the bullying that he's gotten that obviously it's getting to like his head and stuff like that. Yeah, and like I mentioned before, you know, it's the same situation as Pete Davidson, you know. It's the same situation as I talked a few weeks ago with like the kid that decided to just be comfortable with his sexuality and all he did was just go to school dressed as a girl. And actually, did you guys see that video that happened like 2 days ago too? That was actually another like fucked up incident. That's gonna like mess the kid up for life. So long story short, there was a transgender kid and he was in the girls' bathroom and he was just using the bathroom. And like, I get where the school was coming from, boy in the girls' bathroom, get out of the bathroom. But the bottom line is, this wasn't just some random boy trying to look under the stalls to see if he can, you know, get a peek at a badge or something. This is a boy that identifies as a girl, like we're talking full-on makeup, like hair extensions, everything. You know what I mean? And you know, like, you know, again, you know, he identifies as a girl. I'm pretty sure at some point he might transition, but again, you know, he just simply, and in his situation, I can actually understand him not being comfortable, like, wanting to be in the boys' bathroom, because think about it, like, in high school, we all know our high school selves, you know, like, me now, I obviously, like, you know, I'm a very tolerant person. I always, like, encourage people to kind of, like, get together and stuff like that, but, like, me now compared to me back then, like, goes without saying that like a lot goes on, you know what I mean? And yeah, but like it was I just found it to be really fucked up that like they didn't let the kid finish his business. They literally forced the door open with a stick and like the kid had his pants down, so it's just like we're talking about a boy that
Yeah,
identifies as a girl that just had a group of adults like open the door on him where his genitals were most likely exposed. It's like, again, you know, like if you guys just wanted to make sure that he wasn't trying to be like creepy or pervy or anything like that, yo, cool, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Because obviously I have a niece and stuff like that, and I wouldn't want a guy in the girl's bathroom doing shit like that. But at the same time, if he was just using the bathroom, you could have waited for him to at least finish using the bathroom. And then, if necessary, if he wanted to kind of like hold his dukes up there or whatever, then kind of like, you know, well, I don't think they should have opened the stall in the first place, but, you know, seeing as they were going to go to that extent, like, they obviously went to that extent. If you were going to do it...
Instead of never coming out of the closet, it's never coming out of the bathroom stall in the girl's bathroom.
Yeah, but it's just one of those situations where, like, you have to think about it, you know what I mean? What's it called? It's like, you guys could have at least waited so you guys knew for a fact that he was done with his business and that he wasn't exposing himself, you know what I mean? Because, like, it's just like the kid said, you know, he clearly identifies and is more comfortable being around females, and he just wanted to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, there was nothing wrong with that at the end of any day. The fact that he's again, like, had a door opened on him.
It's understandable, it's a very confusing topic, but...
Yeah, I get that it's a very confusing and controversial topic, but it's just, you guys have to think about all these different situations.
Force, especially for, like, a kid that's not even, like, doing anything.
Yeah, it's like, you have to think about all these different situations where people get, like, bullied and stuff like that, no?
There's something. It said it was dying.
Yeah.
It's dying.
Oh, so is my phone, so it's gonna have to be charged instead. But again, you know, it's like different situations like these are obviously gonna fuck people up in the head where like they might at some random point or another actually think about possibly like doing those things to themselves and stuff like that. And it's just a matter of like, you know, obviously that's just wrong. Like to begin with, you know. Like I don't get like I get where like to some extent where like people that do those things in the first place come from, you know, things are difficult for them, but that doesn't mean that you should like inflict that pain on someone else. Like you're literally embodying that pain that or whatever fucked up thing is just going into through your head onto another person. Ultimately it's not right, you know what I mean? You don't transfer wounds. And what's it called? Actually trying to think of, yeah, like, and obviously, like, it goes without saying, like, the Shawn Mendes situation is actually another example of that, and, like, the only thing I gotta say to guys is just, like, obviously,
what
like...
is his products anyway?
Yeah.
What does he do? I don't even know about him. What does he do?
No, he's kind of like an actor, like, he hasn't had, like, the biggest roles, but he's definitely been around the scene a lot. And like I mentioned before, like, for example, a couple weeks ago, like, he made a post with, like, Taylor Swift, and he talked about how, like, in that incident, like, he's just like, oh, I don't know why, like, for some reason, obviously, he himself and, like, other people noticed, just, like, he kind of came off that way, and it's just, like, it gets to your head, and, you know, and that's exactly my point. It's just, like, first of all, you know, as a man, you know, I get that you want to, like, defend your integrity and stuff like that, but it goes without saying that if you're not gay, like, you shouldn't obviously have things be to the extent that Shawn Mendes was, but he shouldn't be, like, he shouldn't be getting,
metrosexual.
Yeah.
He's a metrosexual, if anything.
Well, actually, no. He's just a straight man.
Yeah,
that's the point. You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
Yeah, and that's what he was. That's all he was simply trying to voice. Like, you know, he wasn't saying anything that was against gay people. He was just saying it's just like due to the fact that his audience tends to like bully him around a lot with these sort of things. You know, it kind of made him afraid to do anything that would come off that way. And he's just like he even said it himself. You know, it's like even though I'm not, it's like that part of me kind of feels like he is homophobic, and it's like he hates that part of himself, and that's a keynote that everybody has to realize. Yeah, and that's a keynote that everybody has to like realize. It's just the fact that like he never said that he was against like homosexuals. He just stated that the way people made him feel if he did something that might have come off that way, like it just made him scared to do anything like that or anything that would seem to come off as that. And that's honestly understandable with the way things go nowadays in social media and stuff like that.
It's a cruel, cruel world.
Literally.
And there's a lizard holding my hand.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, buddy. Hi. Oh, nice hog.
Yeah, like I was saying before, though, yeah, it just goes without saying, you know, like all these bullying situations are just like all pretty fucked up, and like it's just like it doesn't make any sense in the first place. But at the same time, like the one thing that I gotta say to men is obviously if you're not, you know, like don't worry too much about it. You know what I mean?
I mean, bag bitches.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about how many times I'm on this show and like people make comments like that towards me, and like I literally throw that comment right back to them. I don't give a fuck. I'm not. I just, again, I'm not. I know I'm not, and I don't have to prove that to you or anybody else. And that's what I'm trying to get across to other men. You know, if you're not, yeah, if you're not, and people are just joking around about it, you know, just let it be. You know what I mean? It shouldn't get to the point where again, you know, like he was saying, you know, he pretty much got like homophobic about it. And it's just like, yeah, like stuff like that obviously happens every day though, and that's the main thing that I wanted to get across. It goes without saying that this is a pretty big problem in the world. Sorry guys, just trying to, there we go.
Trying to
readjust it a little bit, just a little bit. But like I was saying before, though, it's just it goes without saying that, like, you know, I find, like, again, you know, it's understandable where he's coming from, but like no one should obviously be taking things to that extent. And guys, you know, don't worry about it. You know, if your friends kid around and stuff like that, just don't take it to the head. You know, it's just a joke at the end of the day. Because, like, obviously we have that one friend that'll, like, start steaming out the ears, you know, if you just start saying that to him. Oh, I'm not, I love pussy. It's just, yeah, we all love pussy.
They get triggered.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, yeah. It's like, dude, like, we're joking. Relax. Like, depending on a friend, I've seen you with a girl before. Although you could be surprised. You know, there are those guys that get married and then later on they kind of come out. The only way I can
Late bloomers?
Yeah. Way late bloomers. And it's just like, again, you know, in all those situations, you know, it's just all like wrong at the end of the day. But the fact that like these things have to be like done in the first place, you know what I mean? But I felt like that was actually like a good thing to talk about, just because again, you know, like masculinity to some extent, you know, that just shows to the extent that it can be toxic to people. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, on one hand, you have all these guys just trying to, like, kind of buff themselves up by putting him down, you know, hey, you're gay and everything else. But at the same time, you have him kind of, again, like, being extremely submissive to all these things. And, like, all he was doing was just voicing himself so that he could finally just unchain himself from all that BS. And personally, he has every right to do so, like with the Shawn Mendes controversy. You know, it goes without saying that, you know, the kid in the UK definitely should receive some level of disciplinary action, because that was definitely not okay. I'm glad that people actually did help raise money for, like, Jamal, you know, his medical bills, his family, and stuff like that. Hopefully they'll be able to move to, like, a more comfortable neighborhood or something like that, you know.
Good luck.
Yeah, because I think in total, like, 150,000, like, pounds were raised.
I don't know how the housing market is, nor do I really know the translation.
Yeah, exactly. But so it's like I said before, you know, I'm glad that people were able to kind of get together and help his family out of that. But again, you know, it goes without saying that, like, bullying is prevalent, and you know, it goes without saying, you know, the three examples I mentioned, you know, Pete Davidson, Jamal, and Sean Evans and stuff like that. You know, they're all like pretty good examples of how, like, you know, again, how, because people just think, oh, I'm just teasing him, or you know, sure, it hurts him today, but like it'll make him strong tomorrow. Like, I don't care how you justify that. That's gonna leave some type of a mental scar. Like I'm gonna remember that.
Only if they, like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
It only makes them strong once they figure out for themselves, but it's not the way to do it. People can get stronger with other means, you know, in other ways.
Yeah.
They don't need that type of negativity. If anything, you're just destroying someone's character. And having them block out all the fun stuff is just making their life a lot harder.
Yeah,
Granted, they'll have to work a lot harder to get by. And yeah, they will get stronger, but that's already how life is. You don't need freaking bullying. You don't need individuals going you and picking on you or doing anything like that. I am very sorry, good sir. I am sorry I gave you the startle. Oh, okay. You gave me a kiss on the arm. Oh, now you're pinning me down. Oh no! Count to 10. Oh
yeah,
no!
he just claimed. Dude, he just made you his bitch. Yeah, that's how he marks the spot that he just wants to be comfortable and chilling, and now he's not gonna want to move. Yeah. Yeah, he's already looking. He's just like, yeah, this is my chilling spot now.
You mad, bro? Are you that salty? You were that salty.
Yeah, he's that salty.
That why you
I'm telling you, bro, he's not gonna move from that spot now. He's comfortable.
No hate, only love, part.
Yeah.
That arm's sore, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoop, whoop.
You should see when he, like, the thing I hate is, like, sometimes, like, one of his favorite spots for some reason is my back. And, like, if I'm walking, like, down the street or whatever, like, I usually don't mind it, but, like, sometimes
ride.
Yeah, but sometimes he gets, like, really annoying back there. Like, he'll start moving around and stuff like that. And like I said before, once he starts doing that, where, like, he's, like, kind of, like, licking in and, like, staring you down and stuff like that, he's kind of just making it clear, I'm chilling here for a while. This is, like, my spot. Oh, no, he's actually moving for once. Unless he's... Where are you going? Yeah, come on. Alright, back to what I was saying. Hey, stay the fuck away from my food. You're not getting my beef curry. No. My beef curry.
He might try to climb over the foot there.
My beef curry. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah. But it goes without saying that those are like prime examples of how like bullying can like fuck people up, and ultimately there is no real justification. I get that you're going through your own things, but transferring wounds, pains, whatever, like there are other ways to go about it. You know what I mean? Because it goes without saying, like I was a victim of bullying at one point, but then obviously I learned how to defend myself, and that stopped pretty much. You know, not to mention at the same time, you know, I also started reading like books such as like A Clockwork Orange and like Animal Farm and stuff like that, and it kind of just taught me how people generally work. You know, I was able to, you know, obviously every student in the classroom read the book, but people just read the book. I actually got like insight from it that I was able to properly utilize. You know what I mean? It just showed me that, hey, this is the way people ultimately work. You know, because for example, Animal Farm is pretty much like a it's kind of like how like The Lion King is a remake of Hamlet. Yeah.
Example, I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Lion King is Hamlet, and Animal Farm is like the Russian Revolution.
Yeah, that's I remember that.
And it's just like, again, you know, it just kind of shows you, you know what I mean, how people tend to be. Because for example, you know, look how, you know, like, what are you doing, buddy? Well, at least he's not hunting Lizardon anymore. I'm just glad he's not hunting her. Because, like, literally, like, if you were here, like, 20 minutes ago, he literally, like, jumped down and, like, lunged at the other bearded dragon in the room.
Might not be her anymore.
Yeah.
Look at me, good boy. Look at me or the food?
Yeah, but still, it's just, like, yeah, and you have to think about that, you know, obviously, like, I don't get it at the end of the day, but still, like, that's gonna, like, obviously, like, mess people up for life, you know, and for those people, again, you know,
those are memories that happen. There's nothing you can do about it once it happens.
Because think about it, it's just like what bullies need to worry is, like, what bullies need to think about in the first place is that it's like you have to, it's kind of like a mirror, you know what I mean? Like, you did that in that situation to make you feel powerful, to make you feel that you were above whatever is chaining you down. At the same time, you force another individual to stand by and be powerless and have you impose your will, whatever it was that you were going through, upon them. It's the fact, that's the main thing about it that is going to stick with them forever. The fact that in that moment, they were powerless. They were forced to be susceptible. You know, no one is ever going to feel good about themselves for having to stand by and having the fucked up shit you see happening on, like, video happening. Because, for example, I remember...
That's going to change how they see other people anyways.
Yeah, because, for example, I remember a few months ago...
Whatever.
Yeah. It's like, I remember a few months ago, that video where, like, it was, like, I think, what, like, 6, 7 students, they grabbed that one girl and threw her in the trash can. Literally, like, they were, like, forcing her. Like, she was literally fighting for her life. We're talking, like, a trash, like, it was filled with trash. You can see, like, rotten shit and everything. They literally threw her there. And then, like, 3 of the students actually sat on top of the dumpster so that she couldn't get out. And it's like, again, you know, obviously in that situation, they're not thinking about it that way. They just think that whatever they're doing is funny.
They think it's fucking funny.
Yeah, they think it's funny, and yeah, she's gonna be mad, but she'll just go home and wash it off or whatever. No, like, just think about...
They don't even think that far.
It's like, think about it. You just grab... It's like a group of people that she trusted, or at least felt comfortable enough to be around, grabbed her, literally manhandled her, threw her in a dark box filled with rotting garbage, and then... Even though she's pleading and everything else, clearly panicking from the situation, You guys forced her to stay there. I think was for what, like 20, almost a half hour.
Sounds like a scene from
Yeah.
Saw.
It's like I
It
said before,
can
like
be
nothing
pretty
like that has
dramatic.
ever happened to me. Like in my situation, it was just like the general teasing and like, you know, obviously like before I learned how to fight, like, you know, obviously I was that really nice kid that didn't have a mean bone in my body and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, like people would just, you know, like, you know, they would try to hit me and like 4-year-old me would try to get away from them, but you know, 8-year-old me learned martial arts. So when they tried that, you know, 8-year-old me was just like, you know what, I'm tired of this, and then you know, it didn't take like that many fights for people to realize that I was no longer a target, and after that, people just generally left me alone. You know, people just knew I did like martial arts.
Yeah, because they knew that you can defend yourself, and they were intimidated by that idea.
And it's just like what people need to realize is just like a person just needs to be different enough. You know, it's not that they're a weirdo or whatever. You just need to be slightly
that
there has to just be the slight
might
difference.
not agree with.
Yeah, there has to just be the slight difference about you to make you a target. Like in my situation, obviously, like I'm what you label, mind you, label. I have to actually emphasize that word in this situation.
Yeah. Like shit.
Oh,
and
dude.
That same type of hate, even if it's bullying, even if it's a new shit, the old shit still exists. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah. You can make fun of virtually almost anything.
Yeah.
And bully someone about it. It just depends on the people around you as well. And
yeah, exactly. And that's what people need to realize. Because, like, in my situation, again, it just came from the fact that I was generally nice. And obviously, me growing up as what's labeled a high-functioning autistic, you know, I didn't have the level of control over my body and stuff like that that I do now. That's something that I literally developed over time. And obviously, that's something that I have to, like, micromanage, essentially, like, over time. You know what I mean? Like, even now as we're speaking, I literally have to micromanage every little thing I do, body-wise, due to, like, my motor dysphaxia. You know, and the fact that that's also being, like, really heavily, like infringed upon by the fact that I also suffer from sensory processing disorder. You know what I mean? Obviously, people kind of notice me kind of, like, fidgeting. I kind of move more robotically, if that makes sense, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, you know, you have to be just different enough in order to be a victim of bullying. And it's just like it doesn't matter what it is, you know, it's gonna happen to you at some point, and that's what people need to realize at the end of the day, you know. And that's why I'm glad that, like, Pete Davidson obviously spoke out against, like, his bullies and stuff like that, telling them that, you know what, I don't care that you guys are against me, you know what I mean? Because, like, people are literally, like, saying, like, really fucked up sadistic shit to this dude, and it's just like they're literally telling him to full on kill himself every day, and for what? Because he made a joke about switching up, like, his girlfriend's,
switching his plan to Geico?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah, as everybody knows, it's mostly like Ariana Grande's fans from when he made the joke from when they were dating about that, oh, I'm going to switch her birth control with a Tic Tac. I mean, guys, again, he does dark humor. All he was simply stating in that joke was obviously...
It sounds like a meme.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, all he was simply saying was that Ariana Grande is so good compared to me.
I've heard me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm so lucky to have a girl out of my league that, like, you know, like... I have to make sure I lock her down, you know, and it's like, even if shit doesn't work out for me, you know, this girl makes so much more money than me or whatever, it's like, you know, I gotta make her like my sugar mama or whatever. That's all he was joking about, you know what I mean? He didn't mean anything by it. He obviously wouldn't do that to the woman he loves, and obviously if a person is willing to do that to someone they love, bro, you don't love that person. You're just...
That's lust.
Yeah, that's not even lust. That's just, you have fucking problems. Honestly, I personally label shit like that as rape. Even though the girl was consensual, she obviously didn't know that you tampered with whatever for a pregnancy to happen. So to me personally, she didn't consent to that use of her body. That's rape. You don't love a person if you're raping them. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I think that's, if you fuck with someone's birth control or anything else, it's already considered. I think that's considered rape.
No, it's not, but it should be, honestly. Well, think about it. Again, it's for the express purpose of you getting them pregnant. That is. Any way you want to look at it. Because think about it. For example, if I were to trick you into sleeping with me somehow, that's also, like, you know, it's the same thing. It's still rape. Like, sure, you consented to it, but you didn't consent to the full extent of it.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is, what people need to realize is that, again, you know, it takes mutual 100% consent. We both have to agree to the exact same thing.
Because on top of one another.
Because, for example, the greatest example of that would be like hitting in bed. You know what I mean? if I'm sleeping with you, I'm not gonna randomly hit you. But if you tell me it's okay beforehand and shit like that, and I'm comfortable with doing that to you, you know what I mean? But besides, oh my god, I'm sorry, I just scared the shit out of him. But yeah, besides that, again, you know, I'm not just gonna randomly be like hitting it from the back or whatever, and I'm just gonna start hitting you. You know, again, consent. It's a matter of
I'm not
consent.
gonna go giddy
Mutual.
up, yeehaw.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna start like doing weird shit to you. Like, I'm not gonna randomly grab onto your foot and start doing shit to your toes. I'm not into. What? You really just did that to my beef curry.
What he ate?
No, he just stepped all over my food. Now I'm not gonna eat it.
Now he wants it.
No.
He's claiming that too.
Dude, he can't eat this. He's gonna get sick and die. Wow, Shenron, you could have slept anywhere else on my bed. That's okay, buddy. I still love you.
Why you?
Yeah. But back to what I was saying, it's just like, again, you know, it's just a matter of consent. So yeah, I get where people are coming from, that they got that mad at the joke. But again, you know, Pete Davidson was just joking. But at the same time, I do fully understand and am on board with the people saying those sort of things. I 100% agree with you. But it's just one of those situations where, like, you know, it's the same thing as consent. You know, we both have to see the situation for what it fully is. And all he was just simply doing was just making a joke about, again, his girlfriend, who again is Ariana Grande, who doesn't want to just, yeah, enough said, just Ariana Grande. All he was saying was, hey, this girl is too good for me. I gotta like lock her down. Like I gotta do whatever it takes. But what's it called? You know, and actually that's actually another note on that I wanted to hit. I'm actually very proud of how like Ariana Grande actually supported him as well. She actually reposted his tweet with like her tweet again, urging her fans to like, you know, stop obviously bullying him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And at the same time making it clear, because think about what happened to her recently with like Mac Miller and stuff like that. It's like obviously in his situation, you know, he wasn't like that. You know, it just happened to be accidental. But it's just the bottom line is,
Yeah.
you know, you never know what this person is going through, and ultimately, you know, she clearly does know what it feels like to lose someone that you care about. You know, we all have that one friend that we grew up with that unfortunately passed. You know, I've talked about mine before, Sammy, and how, you know, he unfortunately passed because, like, of a drive-by shooting, you know, when I was young. And it's just like, again, you know, in my situation, you know, when I went to the courtroom, you know, to see the killers and stuff like that, like, the only thing I heard was just, you know, these guys wanted to be gang members, and it was just an initiation, and my friend was just a random person around, you know what I mean? And it just goes without saying that it's the same thing as bullying. It doesn't matter, that there is no justification, because think about it, you wanted to be a gang member, and thanks to you wanting to be a gang member, me and his family have to carry the pain of losing someone that we love. You know, I'm never going to forget him or the things that he's done for me over the years, you know what I mean? The guy taught me how to speak English, you know? Yeah, and on the other note, with the whole like consent thing, I did actually have something like recent happen to me that actually like kind of feeds into that too, and it's just like it goes without saying that like that there's also like a vice versa to like the whole like you can't just like do stuff to people in bed, and it's just like yeah, and it's just like the only way I can put it is again consent, because otherwise you know it's just wrong, you know, and again. Pete Davidson was just making a simple joke, but moving on from that, I think like another major thing that kind of has been happening lately that people should definitely actually try out is just like well actually I was gonna actually try to make like something sarcastic, but I don't have it in me, but like the whole like Teamy and like the flat tummy like company. I can't remember what the other company was, but like the way. Oh hey, how you doing, man? We actually were talking about France a little bit earlier. You guys are badass.
Hey.
What's it called? But yeah. And actually on that note, I'm actually glad that obviously they didn't impose that fuel tax on you guys. You guys didn't deserve to get taxed like that at all. Like $7 for a regular gallon of gas. That was ridiculous. For smoke hustle. But back to what I was saying though, what was I saying again? Oh yeah, Teamy and like the flat tummy company. Yeah. So what's it called? So obviously with like the way it goes with this company is that is
what
that
do they do?
so pretty much they make products like one of them is like a detox tea, which personally everybody, including myself, just calls diarrhea tea. And besides that, they have like protein shakes and stuff like that are supposed to be like meal substitutes and all that shit. And like people have been kind of giving like the Kardashians in particular, but at the same time, there's also like people such as like Iggy Azalea and stuff like that that kind of also like come into play as well. And the only way I can put it is just like in their situations, it's just like it's actually disgusting. Like the things that these corporations kind of do, especially like in like I get that oh, thank you, bro, I appreciate it. uh I don't speak French either, unfortunately, but I'll try to follow. But back to what I was saying before, it's like, because like I know one of the companies is called Teamy, right? But the point is like all the marketing that they've been doing with like the models and stuff like that. Like honestly, the only way I can put it is that it's all wrong.
Yeah.
Because detox doesn't even work in the first place. Like take it from someone that was like overweight. Like I actually don't have a problem like posting a picture of myself a couple years ago, but I was literally like 230 pounds. Like I remember like I started college. Oh yeah, it's a bearded dragon. I have a second one somewhere around here, but if I get them, yeah. But if I get them near each other, he goes crazy and he tries to like attack her. But it's actually a bearded dragon. 1 second.
It's a Shenron.
Yeah. This is my bearded dragon Shenron. He has paintball paint all over him because he ate a paintball earlier and I tried to fight him to like not eat it. So he just has like a little bit of paintball paint on him. I'll clean him up later though, because if I try it now, he's gonna be feisty. It's better if I do it right before he goes to bed. But back to what I was saying though, it's just like personally, the only way I can put it is take it from someone that again was 230 pounds. Obviously, I've lost about 100 pounds at this point. And what's it called? Oh, thank you, bro. That's actually pretty awesome. But what's it called? Take it from someone that's lost like 100 pounds. Detox does not work for you the way you think. Like the entire science behind it and stuff like that is bull. Like I'm pretty sure that you do these things and like they'll make you feel better, but they don't actually like the entire science behind it that does not make any sense.
They don't really do much of anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like for example, like the tea that's supposed to be a detox tea, again, it's pretty much just diarrhea juice. You drink it and you're gonna just flush out your system a couple hours later, and it's just you don't need any of that. What you need is just proper nutrition. If you properly nutrition your body, it'll go down. Because like I mentioned before, like we're talking. Like I was what 19, 20 when I started working at Burger King.
Diet. You just gotta eat the right stuff.
Yeah, because we're talking. I was 19 years old, so like 7 years ago. I started going to college. So obviously, I needed a job and stuff like that, and the only place that was hiring for me at the time that was like relatively close by where it was feasible, unfortunately for me, was Burger King. So obviously, me working at Burger King, that's where I got like most of my lunch, breakfast, dinner, and stuff like that, and obviously that's how I gained the 100 pounds in the first place. You know what I mean? Like guys, when I say moderation, I mean moderation with these things. Like honestly, I wouldn't I wouldn't recommend more than like one fast food meal in a week, honestly.
Yeah.
But again, like take it from me, the only way that you're actually gonna like get healthy and stuff like that is by simply eating healthy. Like when they say that your body is what you eat,
like some corn,
they full on mean it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Get that lettuce and tomato on your
Well, not really lettuce. Honestly, like that's actually one thing. That's actually one thing I
makes space in your stomach.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I recommend instead is kind of making salads out of like basil and like
not
spinach
romaine.
And stuff like that. Yeah, definitely not romaine. Yeah, but like those are like the real greens that are really gonna get you out there and stuff like that. Things like kale, spinach, like all that stuff. You know what I mean? But lettuce in itself, it doesn't help you at all. It's just cheap. And if you think about it, it has very low nutritional value. It's just like you said, it's just something that takes up space in your stomach.
Helps expand it. I know it does that for like eating contests and stuff.
Yeah. But still, it's just, because think about it this way, right? Like, especially like the creams that you're supposed to put on your skin and stuff like that. Like, guys, it doesn't make any sense that you're going to put something on top of your skin. And this is going to, on the outside. and then or like all the different machines and stuff like that that supposedly like suck toxins out through your skin and stuff like that. Nothing is actually gonna be put. Nothing can actually suck things out like that from the outside of your body. So you putting on detox creams and stuff like that, like sure it's gonna be good for your skin, but it's gonna do nothing for your health. I mean, think about what your skin is made out of at the end of the day. Your skin is literally everything you have up here. This is literally every dead cell we have in here.
Dermal and subdermal.
Yeah. That's literally what your skin is. Your skin is literally like the dead cells being formed to just make a barrier.
It's layers of
yeah.
cells and dead cells and
so it's just
cells
like,
that are dying.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So sure, the detox creams and stuff like that, they're gonna make you feel good, but nothing detox actually does what it does. It's all essentially just laxatives, or just like feel-good drinks. You know what I mean? You almost fell. Oh my god, dude, you literally almost nosedived down. I'm so glad I caught you.
He would have been alright.
No, I mean, he would have. He's used to it, but it still hurts. You know, I hate seeing him do that. But back to what I was saying, though, what's it called? Yeah, but nothing detox actually helps. You know, it doesn't matter what you take. Like, the only thing that I would do as far as detoxing goes that I would recommend to people is antioxidants. That's the only thing that's actually legit. You know, I can tell you that because I remember when I was like quitting smoking and stuff like that, I would make sure that to get like a heavy antioxidant body. You know, I'm talking like blueberries, like things like mango and stuff like that, kale. Especially,
yeah,
and like spinach, you know, like stuff like that is what generally like will get you like detox and stuff like that. But like don't take all the miracle creams like the herbs and powders or something. Like I'm sure the supplements will get you good nutritional value, but you're gonna get that value from your food regardless of any situation if you just simply eat right. Yeah, because that's one thing I noticed. You know what I mean?
Eat like 3 times a day. At least.
Because, like, I remember, like, we're talking when I was, like, 22 or so, like, 3 or 4 years ago, I finally quit Burger King. I managed to get a good job in the city that was closer to, like, my college. Because, as he knows, you know, I started off in Bunker Hill, but eventually I managed to get enough credits, and after, like, applying more than once, you know, I managed to get into Northeastern University. You know what I mean? And even though I ended up not finishing just because I found a good side career in airsmithing and stuff like that, and obviously, you know, I wanted to pursue a career in YouTube and stuff like that. It's just like, you know, the only way I can put it is just like, you know, if you want to get skinny, you know, take it from someone that, again, I lost 100 pounds, you know, don't bother feeding into, like, all those supplements. Do not take detoxing. Don't bother with any of that shit. If you actually have a proper diet to begin with, like, your body's going to do that for itself, you know what I mean? That's the whole point of you having the proper diet in the first place. You put everything that's supposed to be there in the first place, and your body will literally regulate itself. Because we're talking, I went from eating, like, Burger King, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to eating, like for example, like, my favorite thing to, like, eat, for example, was just, like, in the morning, I'll make myself, like, a nice muesli, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know what muesli is, but it's kind of like a cold take on oatmeal. You know, it's just like a little bit of yogurt, you put a dash of milk, you put a little bit of honey, and, you know, you mix it around with the oats. You put things like, personally, my favorite things to put in muesli were, like, I just get a green apple and I chop it up and I just put cranberries and I call it a day. You know, because, like, the sugar and the yogurt, you know, like, obviously it already gave it that flavor balance it needed. And I just wanted something kind of, like, tangy to go with it. So it's just, you know, I would put, like, apples and, like cranberries. And honestly, like, we're talking, like, it was, like, the ultimate combination of sweet and, like tangy. You know what I mean? So if you want something good in the morning, again, you're trying to lose weight, that's actually a good recipe. All you need, again, is just, like muesli is amazing for your body. You know, it gets everything it needs to start you off. You know, you get whatever kind of fruit you personally like. You know, you get some oatmeal. Obviously, raw oatmeal, just oats. And again, all you need is just milk and a little bit of yogurt. You mix it around and you leave it alone. You leave it alone overnight. You wake up in the morning. Your meal's already, you prepped your meal like first thing in, like, you know. And again, but at the same time, for you to go to like the nutritional store and you're buying like multivitamins and stuff like that, you know, there's really no point in focusing because again, you know, like, I tried that myself when I started going into the gym, and again, what I noticed is that it made it harder for my body to regulate itself. But then when I just started eating healthy, and besides going to the gym and like getting back into like paintball and martial arts and stuff like that, you know, you know, I noticed that once I actually just started eating good and left it at that, you know, my body was just able to do everything that it needed to for itself. Like, I went from like
it does its job.
yeah,
When it
yeah,
has
exactly. I went
sufficient
from
amount
like
of nutrients
losing
to
I went from like losing a
do its
pound or
job.
two in a week if I was lucky to like 5 pounds within that week, to maybe 3 pounds within that week. You know what I mean? And that's like the point. You know what I mean? It's just like it was just one of those situations where I was putting all this extra stuff my body didn't need in the first place into it in hopes that obviously like I'd supercharge it or whatever, and all it was doing was just it was being wasted by my body. You know, it was that was literally the weight that I was holding on to. It was just all the excess stuff that I was taking that the body wants to hold on to it because it wants to use it,
Yeah.
but it'll ultimately not end up using it. You know.
And it turns into
Yeah.
fat cells.
So it just again
and
don't
just gets stored away.
yeah don't bother.
Like your body does.
Yeah. Because again, I know I'm not the
Science.
biggest dude, but at the same time, it's just like I'm a really athletic dude. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you play paintball.
Yeah.
A lot.
it's just like because
Religiously.
think about it this way: like a full
And
size,
your job, too.
yeah, exactly. It's like a full size paintball field is the same size as a football field. You guys have been able to see me run across from one end of that field to like halfway through, 3/4 of the way through in like 3 to 5 seconds. So we're talking 150 feet in 1 to 2 seconds. I can easily do that every game.
Yeah.
So it's just like again. So I get I'm not a big dude, but clearly I'm a healthy dude. I know what I'm doing as far as like keeping my body like in the tip top shape it needs to be in order for me to do what I do, you know, for a living. Because obviously, like I work as an airsmith, so like, well, one of the main things I do on the side is like airsmithing, and it's just like the main thing about it though is again I obviously make sure to kind of steer clear of like the paintball fields. I don't want to interfere with their business, so I never make sure to like solicit and stuff like that. But obviously, you know, I have my fair share of like clients in the area where I don't have to like take from other people. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people for everybody. That's the only way I can put it. But not to mention I obviously want to play at the field, so I don't want to get banned for stupid shit. But back to what I was saying though, it's just like again, it goes without saying that like one of the ways that I show people that obviously like my work is I make the videos that I make, and obviously I need to be in good like physical shape for that.
It's okay.
Yeah. Not to mention like the tournaments and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys watched the video that I put recently, but I actually did like the Greg Hastings time trial challenge, and I actually managed to hit like all 84 targets dead on in 94 seconds. And we're not talking that the targets are lined up in front of each other. It's like you'll have a few of them lined up, you shoot them, you have to move here, you shoot them, and then you literally have to like do dives and everything else to shoot like the other targets. And it's just like I managed to get all that done in like 94 seconds. I get that the top time for that competition that day was 72 seconds, so that person beat me by 22 seconds. But hey, I feel really proud of like my performance. Not to mention, I was using a mechanical gun, and the main reason why he got that was because he was literally able to just kind of do a rope across and then move, do a rope across and then move.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, you know, it goes without saying that like if you want to get into shape, like that's actually something that I actually want to note. Like if I'm actually gonna be working with this guy pretty soon. But as is, regardless of any situation, you should definitely check him out on Instagram and stuff like that. Would be Noza Res Fitness. Um, you know, it's just one of those situations where like I can tell you because like I used to go to the gym like with him back in the day and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm gonna be going to the gym with him again, and like I'm not gonna be doing
you guys
videos
go
of
back
him.
and forth.
Yeah, exactly. We go back and forth. Like he actually stays going to the gym. Me, like I'll go for a few months and stuff like that. Then I'll start playing paintball or start doing some other type of sport. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I still do something. You know what I mean? Like I at least get one weekly visit for like a couple hours, worst case. But at the same time, like besides like playing paintball, you know, people do need to realize that I do like have to manage this my small business, and that takes about 70 hours of my like weekday off. So not much time for going to the gym. Like there isn't even that much time for sleeping in my schedule really. But again, you know, if you want to get healthy, like don't bother with any of that shit. You know what I mean? Like don't go to the store and buy all these unnecessary supplements because again, take it from me, it was when I stopped using all those supplements and stuff like that, and I simply ate healthy and
make your
yeah,
own food.
exactly. You know, my body started doing it for itself. You know, because like one of the best things you could do for like a good lunch, for example, would be like a nice like a nice salad with like some
Go
nice
anywhere
yeah
that's
like
not
with a
fast
good
food,
meat
like
portion. You know,
an
'cause-
actual restaurant
yeah.
or something.
Because like I remember my
Go
favorite
on.
thing to do would be to like have a salad with just like spinach and like mostly like the meat of choice for me was like steak. like mostly. It would either be steak or chicken. Like personally, I'm not a big like fan
I
of
love
pork.
chicken.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pork personally. I personally tend to avoid it. But again, it's not for any religious reason or whatever. It's just again like
I love bacon.
yeah, it's just bacon is about the only thing I'll touch like occasionally. But I'm not big on porn like pork.
Bacon.
Pork. I meant to say pork, not porn.
I know what you're doing after this.
Oh,
Alright.
hell yeah, man, dude! We just finished, dude. Think about it, man. No, not November just ended, dude. I gotta get my yeah. I have been avoiding Mia Khalifa for a month, and we're gonna be reunited, and it's gonna feel so good. I'm kidding, guys.
Yo,
But think about it, girls got
I'm
no
just gonna
girls
assume
got
those
no
white
dick
stains
November
are
though.
paintball
I mean
stains.
December right now, so
Right.
you know I can't wait till February after a month of my girl not getting any. But back to what I was saying though, yeah. But so it's just you don't need any of that shit. You just honestly need a proper diet. You know what I mean? But again, if you want to check a good person out for that, definitely check out Nozarez Fitness on Instagram and stuff like that. Pretty soon we are going to be working together, so he's going to be able to get more. Hey, how you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. But like I was saying before though, we're gonna be doing like fitness videos together and stuff like that. Also, if you're in the mood for like hip hop, you can also check out the freestyle clinic. That's something I do like. Well, I do it on Mondays sometimes. Yeah, I do Monday. I do it on Mondays occasionally. It's really hard to like stay organized, but still. This Monday there'll definitely be more videos with them though, so look forward to those.
Bunch of good MCs over there.
Yeah, no, they have some really good MCs. Because, for example, like one person that I'm glad that has been going there more lately, you've definitely heard of him if you're in Boston, because like he just won 2 of the ciphers there. I think he got like second place in Mike. No, I think he either won or got second place in Mike Titans. And the recent cipher that happened, he also won that cipher. It's Ty the Righteous.
Oh.
Yeah, he's actually been going a lot. He's actually going to be there this Monday, so that's like a person that I'm actually going to be looking forward to working with. I'm going to be working with him a lot.
Yeah.
Because again, he's always like whenever he comes on, and that's actually another shout out that I want to do. Like shout out to Ty the Righteous. Definitely check him out. Like he had an album come out. Like he's a rapper, obviously, like a Boston-based rapper, but he actually had an album come out like a couple weeks ago that you guys should definitely check out. You can find him on SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram. Same situation with Noza Rez. He's also a rapper, but he obviously does fitness, hence him having the separate fitness channel.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He has a couple of channels.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward, because like I mentioned before, it's just one of those situations where like I'm gonna be going to the gym with him, so I'm gonna be showing you guys like stuff like that. But take it from me again, I lost 100 pounds. I have no problem posting pictures of me weighing 250 pounds. But you're not gonna get anywhere by obviously like taking the supplements or anything like that. That actually keeps you fat. If that makes sense, because think about it. Some of them make
You're adding stuff that your body's not going to burn off unless you do something about it.
And then some of them make you retain unnecessary water on top of that.
Yeah.
Other ones, they end up just clogging up your gut at the end of the day. So if you want to just stay in shape and stuff like that, it really falls down to a good diet. Not to mention like the energy difference that I noticed too. From just eating fast food every day and like now I'm just eating salads and like rice bowls and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. You're like I was a lot less reactive to everything and stuff like that. Like the only way I can put it was just like it was just overall being sluggish. Like I don't know the name of that slug Pokemon that Pokemon has, but yeah, I was pretty much that until I started eating healthy again. It's like Sliggoo or something like that. It's pre-evolution, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, also, again, Spark Productions, I got mad beats. Any MCs, artists want to hit me up, I'm on facebook.com/xsparkproductionsx. SoundCloud, you can check out all my beats, that's usually up to date, gonna have more releases soon, all that other good stuff, got new art coming, got a bunch of stuff.
We're gonna be working on an intro song pretty good. Am I showing them the,
Well, we had the intro song earlier, that was that one. This is the other one that you wanted to play?
Yeah, we can probably do Mission.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, we've been working on a bunch of music together for you guys, so here's like a small sample of like what's to come for you guys to be like hearing normally and stuff like that. Little branding, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna have clips of these.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited for these things to come out for you guys, because it's like I've been telling you guys before, I definitely... Yep, you're about to get a sneak peek right now. I don't know if you can hear that well, let me know if you can hear it or not, and we can obviously adjust for sound. Just because I kind of feel like the general vibe the beat gives off kind of goes with like the show a bit.
Better than that friggin' PlayStation.
Yeah, I know that's one thing that everybody's been getting tired of, and I agree. I hated that PlayStation music just so much. Like, because think about it, it's like you guys would have to hear it for a couple minutes, but like I'd be hearing it for like a couple hours, and then like I go to work and stuff like that after. Because as everybody knows, I go directly to work after doing this, so it's like I literally have that stuck in my head the entire night, just double looping. Oh, I'm sorry I put you guys through that, but obviously I managed to fix the whole PlayStation music thing. So there's gonna be a lot of music that I'm gonna be like bringing to you guys, you know, to kind of keep the flow of the show going along pretty well. But what do you guys think? Good? You know, any commentary at all would be good on it. So obviously I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys what you want. I think
I just need lyrics, if anything.
Yeah, lyrics too.
I need people to rap my stuff. Hit me up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're also looking to work with plenty of neighborhood rappers. Obviously, I need to in the freestyle clinic. I work with a lot of them.
Some work coming soon. Yeah. I got one project that's about to come out. I gotta do some other work and stuff.
I think we can use for timing.
But
yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Obviously, the song isn't finished, so it's only gonna get better from this point on. But like I said before, it's just stuff that we've been working on for you guys, so I can make sure to kind of, you know, just improve the general quality. Same thing with like the PlayStation. I'm actually going to be upgrading my PlayStation pretty soon, so you guys are going to be getting 1080p instead of the standard 720 that most PlayStations provide. And also going to be working with Hustle Killers more. They actually have a green screen. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with that green screen once they get that set up. Like, yeah.
Once we book appointments with them and go.
Oh no, I mean, they offered it to me, you know what I mean? So obviously it's something that we'll just be able to do. Yeah.
I gotta talk.
Yeah, it's just again, like it's one of those situations where like I didn't know they were setting that up, but you know, they want me to make use of their green screen. I'm not gonna say no to that. Hell yeah. And that's actually another person, yeah, it's actually a reference towards you. There's some like weird guitar type in there.
Yeah, it's actually
yeah,
guitar harmonics. And another guitar going behind it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like two different guitars actually. Yeah, you probably
I have the harmonics playing with the guitar that was playing in the background. It's kind of spacey effects and everything else like that.
And obviously, like the way the like the piano chimes in also like goes good with that. But what was I saying exactly before that?
Actually, no.
Yeah. But again, like I mentioned before, like there's going to be a lot of rappers that are going to be on the show soon. Obviously, like I've mentioned him like 3 times already. He's been on this show a couple times already, Noza. We're going to actually be doing something Friday too, because another thing I'm going to be doing as well is there's actually going to be more streams. You know, because I noticed like looking through my analytics, like people do like the paintball videos, but you guys prefer like these sort of like streaming videos and stuff like that. So definitely a lot more. You know, the next one's going to be this Friday. So I'm thinking for the time being doing Wednesdays and Fridays. And then obviously I'll paintball Sunday and you guys will get videos like Monday, Tuesday from the paintball. I have some that are not released yet too. So look forward to those as well. I have like 5 or so that I have yet to release.
Yeah, we all got a bunch of stuff not released yet.
Yeah, I don't know if you know him, but Greg Hastings, like the famous paintballer, I literally got to play a round of paintball Russian roulette with him. Like, think about it, like, worldwide famous, like, paintballer, has video games, everything. It's just, me and him were just chilling, hanging out after the, like, the event that happened, the Greg Hastings time trial that happened this Friday. It was literally just me, and I don't know if you know him, Angel, but, like, you know, we got to hang out and chat with him for a little while. Really, really extremely pleasant dude. Like, definitely, like, extremely pleasant dude to chill with, you know what I mean? Like, and think about it, it's like my childhood hero too, so the fact that I got to meet, hang out with, play a game, and then like, he actually ended up being like a great guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out. Because, you know, we always had that one moment where like, not everybody obviously meets a celebrity they like, but like, we've all had that one celebrity we're a fan of, and like, you know, you might have had that encounter with them, yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't hear about that, because like, I think they announced it to like, everybody. What's it called? I wonder if I know they're going to be doing more time trials. I'm just not sure if he's going to be there for them. But actually, if you want to meet more famous paintballers, in upcoming weeks, actually, they're doing the Boston Combine, which is like a paintball training camp. I'm actually going to be there too. But obviously not as a famous paintballer, but I either help out a lot and I participate a lot. So if you sign up for the Boston Combine, you actually get to meet like 4 famous paintballers there. Obviously, like I'm a well known, but I'm not the best in my area. But still, it's just like yeah. Like you'll get to meet Troll, not me, like the actual mainstream like paintball Troll. Like he literally has a CS1 that was made after him, and like that's something I plan on buying within the next month. But obviously these things cost like $1,300, so even I don't make that much. Yeah.
I think that's a couple of months worth of.
Yeah, you're right. That's the one thing that I don't like about the Boston Combine jerseys. Like depending on the year, you'll either get a good quality one or you won't. Cause like if I go through my storage, I could find the one from like 3 years ago, and that one wasn't really the best quality one. At least in my opinion. What's it called? But yeah, like I mentioned before, though, you should definitely check out the Boston Combine this year. I'm gonna be there. Plenty of the guys are gonna be there, and it's probably the best thing you can do as far as like in the area, as far as like clinics go to get better at being a paintballer. Yeah, because it's like pretty soon I'm actually gonna put up some footage of like me actually doing like the drills, because like it's usually like a big drill session and then everybody just starts going to town on each other afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone just wants to shoot each other.
Yeah, I mean, you're going through drills for a couple hours. Hell yeah, you want to shoot, dude. You don't know how many times I'm like running drills and like you have to be rough on each other, because like, and it's just like you don't know how badly I want to shoot my teammates. Like you don't know how badly we all just end up wanting to shoot each other like throughout the training, because like you're constantly like messing up, and if one person messes up, like we kind of do this thing where like the whole group kind of pays for it with push-ups.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going throughout the day. I'm more of a woods baller. Like obviously, like the only reason why I'm at the speedball field more is because it's a lot closer to my house. Obviously, we're talking.
He likes it rough, not fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Who doesn't? What's it called? But yeah. But overall, what's it called? Well, she's not my. Oh, I thought you said wife. What's it called? Yesterday was her birthday, so I figured, let her kind of do her own thing for today, because who wouldn't want a full-on party on their birthday? Should be back soon, but I'm not 100% sure, because she is actually moving, like, by the end of the month. So that's like one thing that's obviously kind of like unfortunate, but still, it's just, yeah, she's moving out of state by the end of the month, so I figured, it's your birthday, just party, and, we'll take it up next week, unfortunately. Yeah. But obviously, she does obviously love you guys, and if you guys actually want to see her content, there's 2 places you can find it. Obviously, it's on this page's description, but if you can't find the link to that exactly, if you look up Introvert Alert official Facebook, I made sure to also put like her information there. So if you can't find her through like my links, if they're not working, you can always go to like our mutual Facebook for this show. And you can obviously like find her personal like YouTube there. She actually does produce her own individual content, and obviously like I encourage you guys heavily to go check it out. She does like a lot of music and stuff like that. Like some of her songs have actually been played in the radio in Boston. Yeah. Do you pay to get into? Yeah, actually you pay. It's actually kind of expensive, but again, it's one of those situations where it's well worth it. Not for the jersey, but for the general experience, because we're talking the best players in the area are all going to be there. And besides, getting the best training possible from like celebrity, like paintballers, you're also going to get to play with the best people possible, because it's not just a big training event. Like I mentioned before, it's just like after all the training is done, it's just a ton of like rotational, just
you get to play with a bunch of people that really know how to handle their balls.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like the combine's definitely worth it in my opinion. I'm definitely going to be there because I think it's like 2, maybe 3 weeks away. So there's going to be a lot of footage coming out of that soon.
That's good.
Yeah. But like I mentioned before, when it comes down to it though, I'm definitely a woods baller at heart. It's just the fact that like I live in like the Somerville, Medford area, which is like, it's still a part of like the greater Boston like metropolitan area, but still it's just like the Chelsea field's right next door, as opposed to the closest field, which I believe would be the Maynard field. That's a half-hour drive away. Yeah, so it's just, the other fields take too much time out of my day to get to them, because for example, every time I go to Ashland, that's like a 2 to 3 hour drive.
That's far.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually my like the armor that I wear when I paintball. So it's, what's it called?
This pad is sports bra.
Yeah.
No, it's
What,
protection for.
This is my padded sports bra. I am. I like it.
Okay.
What's it called? But yeah, it's just a chest protector. It just makes sure that I don't get as bruised up from the paintball as possible.
It's because he plays paintball.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Although where's that shield that I bought recently?
Oh, the riot shield.
Yeah, I don't know where I put it. It's actually like a certified shield. Like, I don't know if you watched Demolition Ranch, but like I bought that shield that he like displayed, the $300 one. I bought one of those recently. I just don't know what the hell I did with it. I think I put it in my storage, but then I put too much crap behind it in my storage.
Maybe.
Yeah, but so I'm really excited. Like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using it for paintball videos because it's actually pretty heavy. But I'm glad that I have a bulletproof shield. And again, like I just watched the video. I'm just like $300. All right, this actually works for me.
It has more use.
It can take small arms fire. It just can't take rifle calibers, but
yeah. It'll save you for it.
Yeah, it'll definitely save you for it. And what's it called? I'm trying to think too. But do you guys like I'm trying to think because like I mentioned before, like I've literally been rambling for like almost 2 hours now. I told my friends about paintball and they want to play it now. To be honest, back then
I didn't really talk to people about it, but now I do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, definitely always encourage your friends because like the thing about it is like what you'll realize over time is that like two things scare people away from paintball. It's either
getting shot.
Yeah, either getting shot. That they might be worried about the pain. Like girls in particular, they care about their vanity, so like they care about their skin.
Yeah, you get bruised.
Yeah, and it's like they don't want that. But what's it called? I always make sure to talk to all of my friends about it. And it's just like, sure, not all of them want to come play with me, but you'll get an occasional one that will go, and who knows? You might even get a couple of like people into the sport. Because I didn't start paintballing personally till like one of my friends brought me to his birthday party, and it's like I just started going at like it's one of those situations where like obviously I wasn't the best. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I was doing pretty good. Are you kidding me? Sorry about that, guys. The controller turned off, and it's like the AR like video. Oh, are you really doing this again?
Yeah, I told you 40 minutes ago
I hate the
that
PlayStation
it was dying.
I hate the PlayStation music so bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna fix this right now. Oh, what the heck? It's 5:54. I didn't even notice. Damn, that's a lot of time to.
But yeah, Spark makes all the music besides this fucking ball thing that.
Yeah. We make a lot better music than that. There's actually going to be a lot of music that's going to be displayed on the show soon. Like, you guys will get plenty of taste of the stuff that we have coming up. Like I mentioned before, like, I also work with a lot of rappers in the area. If you look up the Freestyle Clinic on YouTube, like, you'll be able to see, like, all the recordings I've done of them. It's usually, like, 20 rappers, and we'll cypher for an hour straight. Oh, I know my ears are massive, bro, but think about it. They're nothing but beneficial. Think about it this way, right? I got a built-in glider. I have built-in satellite receptors. I have like built-in anti-wind for like the side of my face, so if wind's blowing to the side, I don't have to worry about it, man. My ears got me. So yeah. So what's it called? Honestly, like as far as doing it like for money in a career, I started getting into what's known as lots, like on lots. Like it's literally that word, like LOTS, and what a lots is on eBay and stuff like that is like you'll get a bunch of like a gear put together. Yeah, you spelled it right. Freestyle Clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually the guy that records all those videos. You'll actually see me like pointing the camera at myself sometimes. But what it is just I get together with a bunch of rappers every week. And yeah, they do like
they go and rap on the mic. They pass it around. It's a live
it's all freestyle. It's guaranteed freestyle. People actually get called out for writtens and stuff like that. You'll be able to notice. And just like I said before, if you guys just give me a minute, I'll get rid of the music, because even though the show's about to be over,
they either get called out for writtens or they'll perform an actual song that they have.
I actually cut people out too if they write writtens. If I notice a written, that person doesn't make it to the final cut, so you don't have to worry about that either. About 1 second, guys. I just gotta take care of this. Come on, second screen. Work. There you go. Getting there, getting there. It's getting there, guys. So I love how, like, the beeping kind of matches each other on this one. Come on, work you.
Plug in your controller.
It's not even that. AR pods, ARs.
Just gonna do it again though.
I noticed. Sorry guys, I know this is annoying. It pisses me off too, especially since I know that no one, including myself, likes having to like hear the music and stuff like that. Yes, yes, I know, robot. It's on my lap. There, you can go away now. Go away. You know, I like the sound effects this thing has, though. Like I said, I can make it rain.
I don't know, but did you complete grade school?
No. Alright, yeah.
No.
I like how it has all these different sound effects so they play with. Oh, are you kidding me?
Told you it was gonna happen.
I literally just finished this! Is there a bird? Is he that bird?
That's why I made the grade school.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's referencing there. Can you kind of enlighten me here?
I don't know. I really don't. I'm not Shenron. I'm not the lizard cousin.
Yeah. Although I had a pet bird that unfortunately
makes
died.
as much sense as whatever the fuck you're saying.
I don't know. I started in events and tournaments when I was actually able to afford it. Like, my family didn't have the best income, admittedly, when I was growing up, so I wasn't able to do that until I was like 18 or so.
You worked his ass off.
Yeah, I worked my ass off. But like, honestly, the only way I can put it is that, tournaments and stuff are definitely an extremely stressful thing, especially if you want to be that guy, like, in the billboards and stuff like that. Personally, I don't want to be that guy. But at the same time, it's just like, it's a shit ton of money, because like, we're talking, you know, like, everybody has to get custom jerseys made, everybody has to constantly practice and stuff like that, so it definitely is a lot of money. You need more cowbell.
I need more cowbell. #1 billboard without cowbell. Alright,
yeah, no, he's actually right, we need the cowbell, bro. You got cowbell?
No, I need to put some cowbell.
Yeah, well,
I might actually do that.
Yeah, we're gonna actually do that for you.
I usually use mallets, but you know what? Actually, no. I actually have fucking mallets going right now. I literally do have mallets going on right now. Alright, let me raise those up then.
See if I can kind of make like a sort of, what's it called? Like I was saying before, it's just a lot of money and time, and like, just make sure that you actually have a group of dedicated people. As long as the group that you're with is dedicated to the cause, you're gonna be perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Like, I play with the same group of people every year, and like, we make it out perfectly fine throughout all the tournaments and stuff like that. And well, I didn't fully compete this year, but I could play with a couple of teams. And I mean, I mostly played as an extra for a couple. And if you watch some of my footage, I actually helped one of the teams that's in the NAPL, the Shoguns. Shout out to those guys. I helped them practice a lot, so it's like a lot of like them practicing is in my videos too. If you look at the bottom right corner of like the NAPL roster, you'll actually see like their symbol in the bottom right corner on the NAPL thing. What's it called? What was I saying again though? But yeah. And what's it called? I remember though, like, what made me decide to get into paintball is just like I said before, it's just like, it's one of those situations where like, I never experienced anything like more than that. Like, anything like that, you know what I mean? Bye. Au revoir. Au revoir. What's it called? But yeah, it's just like I said before, it's just I never experienced anything like that, you know. I found myself doing things that I didn't even know I could possibly do. Like, here I am, like running like 100 feet in 2 seconds. Here I am, like, diving, even though like think about it, like, I didn't have the protection, but think about it, in a normal day-to-day situation, I wouldn't be dolphin diving. But it's just like, even though it was like my first day, like, I saw one guy do it and I tried, and it's just like, you know, it helped me. I instantly just fell in love with the sport the day I started playing. Yeah. It was just like
You
literally
do things that you wouldn't
yeah.
be caught dead doing down the friggin' sidewalk unless you parkour.
Yeah.
With a gun.
Yeah.
Which.
Not to mention, it was
shot.
just like also like the community and stuff like that. Like once people actually noticed that I started showing like interest and stuff like that, you know, like I had one of the guys, for example, like even though if you're a rental, you're not supposed to use like a regular gun and stuff like that. Like I had one of the guys give me like his gun for a couple of the rounds, and like since he knew the ref just overlooked it and stuff like that. So it just goes without saying that like if you put in your work with the paintball community, you know, we make sure to take care of everybody. Because for example, when you were there, you know. Obviously, like, you saw what I was doing with everybody, you know, I made sure to talk to everybody, make sure everybody was good, you know, and obviously, like, I made sure that, like, some of the newer players got to play with, like, my vintage revolver, which I actually have, like, right over here. So it took me a second to find it.
The little boomstick. The handheld boomstick.
Yeah, that thing's, like, famous in Boston.
Yeah, because it's a fucking revolver.
Yeah.
I mean, it...
Actually,
exactly, yeah.
You guys want me to play Russian roulette with myself right now? If I could find a CO2 cartridge? Actually, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna play Russian roulette with myself in a second. That's not a sexual reference, guys, I swear.
I also do metal. I used to be in a band before, but I still have my guitars and amps and stuff.
Yeah, I was using
I do rock.
recently,
some of my beats,
well,
hip hop.
I have like a battery,
do.
I have cartridges.
Jesus.
I have like a ton of stuff.
Do 90s, boom bap, trap. I've been adding like jazz influences lately because I've been doing some music history stuff.
Yeah. No, I work with all types of musicians, not just rap. It's just like I mentioned before, like the project besides this channel that I've been working on this past year is called the Freestyle Clinic. It's just in the area I'm with, it's a lot easier to find rappers to work with other people. But obviously me and him are trying to find more people besides that.
Yeah, I take anything, even classical.
Yeah, exactly. Because believe it or not, I used to rap. Like I used to like read a lot. Like you guys have heard me like say stuff like that before, like rap lyrics and stuff like that. But besides that, I actually play the piano. So it's like kind of goes to show like yeah. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, explore. Nice.
Alright, there we go. Sorry. Just making sure it's not leaking or anything. We have LeBron loaded. I'm actually going to close my eyes while I do this part so I don't actually see which one it is.
Ah, you hit me, you fuck!
That obviously hurt. But
oh wait, no, you hit yourself.
Yeah, that obviously kills. That bounced off my leg. Guys, it's intact, so unlike normal where it wouldn't hurt.
What about this one?
I don't know which one. Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. It's actually this one, but it just hit me and bounced off my leg. It never does that. But yeah.
Oh.
Work within electronica and techno scene for 20 years. Actually,
I used to mess with electronica.
Yeah, he actually used to do
That's why like some of my beats come up kind of like techno-y with like some sense and stuff like that. Wow. I've been doing music for like 10 years. I just started doing like the trap stuff like about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Before that I was doing rock.
Yeah. And it's just in my situation, like I was doing like reggaeton and hip hop back then, yeah.
He just did. You can see the fucking. Well, yeah, it's right there.
Actually, if you look at my Facebook page, I actually have a regular series called Paintball Russian Roulette where I get other people to aim the paintball gun at their leg too. So if you check it out, I have like 4 rounds where like I've gotten at least 12 people to do it so far, including Greg Hastings. Within the next day or two, I'm actually gonna post a video of me and Greg Hastings, the famous paintball player. Yeah, actually I do. I literally need this for like...
Yeah, the
like
downstairs neighbor got an AK right in the side door.
See, it's not even that. It's just I'm like, every other day when I get home, like people try to rob me and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, obviously I don't feel like getting robbed all the time. So I wear this and they think they beat me up, but it's just me getting cushioned by this.
Who's Facebook?
Sounds too easy then. Aim for your... No, no. That's not enough protection.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I can assure you that's not enough protection. We've actually we've actually gotten bored and we had a pair of glasses, and we shot him before, and that gun will actually go right through the glass on a pair of glasses. What did I do with it? I can't find it at all. I shit you not. I literally put it down somewhere. Did one of you guys take it? Oh, here it is. It's like, here's this one. I love how it's like 2 collectible rare guns here. So I also have my lab coat Grey Ghost here. And I think, yeah, my favorite pump of all time though, like I said before. No, actually he is. He's like he's a guard lizard.
He won't take a bullet.
Yeah, he won't take a bullet from me though. No. This is like this is my favorite pump of all time. I mean, think about it. I got 2 barrels. I got 2 chances within the same minute to hit my target. Who needs speed at that point?
Boston area.
Yeah, we live in Boston. And Bostonians are some of the best, most serious paintballs in the world, if I do say so myself. I mean, I need something like this to take them on regularly, so yeah. Kind of goes to show you.
Gotta fend off the hooligans.
Yeah.
And the specters.
Although, if anybody...
John, this ball play is getting a little,
the shirt kind of makes you look like a real-life Hulk. I'm getting... Ooh.
He's getting moist.
I mean, is there anything else I can do to wet your whistle there, buddy?
I can leave you guys alone.
No, he should come over, and you should. As soon as he gets here, you should leave, yeah. Are you coming over, though?
Alright.
But yeah, another good gun that I actually recommend people get if you're just starting in the sport is a Brass Eagle Raptor. You know, I mean, these things cost like $25 to $50. These are workhorses. Just think about it, I can put a tank on this thing and I can still aim it like a pistol.
It's unnecessarily lightweight.
Yeah, it's unnecessarily lightweight. Not to mention like the way they actually have like the way the weight distribution is. You have to actually think of this like a triangle, and the weight triangulates right at your wrist, so it doesn't affect it at all. So that's actually one thing that when people are making stuff, like they don't think about. It's just, you know, with weight distribution, you should really triangulate the weight. As you can see, I can weight this around like this, no problem. Wow, that was random.
I guess.
Yeah. It literally, sorry about that, guys. Just there was a tiny bit of gas left in this. Yeah. If you actually look at the gauge, it reads empty. So there wasn't supposed to be any gas. So when it's like tiny bits of gas, it all just comes out. And I did pull the trigger, so yeah, just whatever was left in that gas tank decided, I'm gonna make my way out of here. You can't actually freeze paintballs. That's actually a myth. Believe it or not, paintballs are actually, like, they mix alcohol into it, so the colder, unless you actually put it in, like, liquid nitrogen, it's not gonna freeze. It's just gonna be, like, muck inside of your paintball. And obviously, if you're shooting something that's just been dipped in liquid nitrogen, it's just gonna shatter, and you're not even gonna shoot the ball. It's just gonna shatter in your barrel, and you just lost, like, a pretty good gun.
Science.
Yeah, science. Yeah, but that whole, like, I'm pretty sure they were freezing paintballs at one point, but you definitely can't do that anymore.
Itself already has enough.
Yeah, exactly, because you have to
technically freeze it. It
yeah.
doesn't do anything. You're already getting hit with frozen paintballs.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like you need to go back
you do know that I'm a chemical, like, I went to college for chemical and civil engineering, so I'm all about science.
I mean,
so that's actually,
science is physics. Physics.
Yeah, it's simple physics.
Physics.
And chemistry. And this is
chemistry. Oh. If you don't know about what's around you, then you're not gonna know much.
Good one, Jason. Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah, but you can't freeze paintballs. That's a myth. So if you ever had your friend tell you, oh, I went to the field, or my cousin or my friend does this, bullshit. The second you hear frozen paintball, you should be like that Will Smith meme where it's like looking at you, and then next thing you know, it's just like, that should be you. The second you hear frozen paintballs, you cannot freeze a paintball. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, just get rubber balls.
They've done it. Yeah, if you really want to be,
out. Just get a gun.
Yeah, if you really want to be that a-hole, buy a reball. Because I think I might actually have a reball right here. I might. I don't know. I threw mine away a while ago.
Pre-algebra 1.
Oh, hi.
It helps if you understand the concepts and apply it correctly to real-life situations, at least the way of thinking.
Yeah.
That's what math is for.
If you want to be an a-hole and hurt someone, you can buy things like reballs, because this is solid rubber. If
You're the one that wanted his dick.
Yeah,
and
I feel like there might be a little sexual tension between
you. wanted his frozen
No,
nuts.
you misunderstand. There's a little bit of sexual tension between you and me, not me and him. At least I thought there was something there. I mean, I'm sorry, I definitely misread that.
Shenron, I feel sorry for Shenron that he has to watch this. I feel sorry for your pet lizard.
I can't do that because if I live stream that, you know, I'm gonna get the feds here. But Terry, if you want to come over, you can come. Yeah, I can show you all that shit. Because believe it or not, there's actually like I actually have a small lab in like a room next to me. So like right there in the corner of my room is like a small door, and I converted that storage area to just be like a little homemade lab for myself.
See, that's cool. But have you ever tried DMT?
Yes. No, I actually.
No.
Wait, what is DMT actually?
It's a form of like acid or something.
Nice. We're all going on an adventure. Kidding. I've never done acid or anything like that. I swear to God. Don't do drugs, kids. It's not worth it.
I got the lab right here.
I'll tell you what. He can come over and record, but he can't live stream.
My lab's right here. I got the fruity.
I've never read the book, but
I got the tools.
But I can read it.
I got the
if you guys recommend that to be a good read for me, you guys know I'd be all over it.
I had the reason, but I had to buy it again.
Yeah.
So many. So many dogs. Like wow. Yeah. Little. I don't follow sports though, but I mean, if Bruins win, yay. I'll drink.
No, we've been doing pretty good these past couple of years.
I know.
We've been hitting heavy. Yeah, dude.
That's why I don't really.
Our freaking I was about to say like both. Like I get that at certain points our defense hasn't been the best, but we definitely have had a solid offense these past couple of years. I'll say that much.
I make the sauce in my lab. That's what I do.
What are you making in that lab of yours? Well,
I make sauce. I make that loud sauce.
Well,
that drip. That
I
drip
mostly
drop.
just synthesize like solvents, you know, ferment alcohols and stuff like that. I make my secret sauce there too. DMT. I'm kidding.
Stop talking about jizz. Alright.
Yeah, but what's it called? But like I was saying before though, one thing I've been meaning to ask people, you know, obviously since like, you know, we have more people here, is how would you guys feel about like more streams throughout the week? Because like one thing I noticed is that people start coming around like, what do you guys do with your, just about everything?
Toys.
Yeah. Or, what's it called? But yeah, one thing I've been meaning to ask, like I was saying before, is just I noticed that people tend to come more around like near the end of the show, which is around this time. So I was wondering if you guys would be down for like more weekly streams, like around 4 to like 6 or so. Yeah. How do you make your paint not have dents?
You be very careful.
So if you're talking about long-term storage, Saran wrap is your best friend. For example, if you already opened the bag. So definitely Saran wrap it. Besides that, it's inevitable because based on how old it is, because for example, I can actually show you what I mean. Because the paint, the paint I'm going to show you guys, we're literally talking about paint that I've had for 2 years now.
It's because the stuff starts breaking down. It's all the chemical composition. It's what, cornstarch, water, and a little bit of alcohol. It all breaks down. Yeah. And
so as you can see,
deteriorates over time.
This paintball was, I pulled it out of the bag like 2 years ago, right? So as you can see, I literally wanted to see myself how paintballs degrade over time. So I just kind of left this in my room as like kind of a neat souvenir. And as you can see, it's gotten dimpled. It's definitely oblong shape. It's like sunk into itself. It doesn't really have paint in it anymore. It definitely has the pigment, but if I were to crack this open, it definitely wouldn't have paint, right? So again, we're talking a 2-year-old bag, right? So as long as you keep it sealed and you keep it in somewhere where I'd like to say between 50 to 65 degrees, you won't have to worry about that much. But after like a year or two ago or so, like it's inevitable that you get some level of dimpling. Even though I'd rather not open this, just because I'm the guy that like I store all my paint and then eventually all gets used. Yeah, I'm gonna open this for you guys.
you can see from me keeping it in like reasonable conditions, most of the paint is fine. I do notice that like a couple, like this one here for example, has a dimple.
Yeah, that's nothing though.
Yeah, but most of these balls are actually fine, as you can see. You're gonna get the occasional dimple, but it's just a matter of if you want to store your paint long term, you need to keep it like somewhere that's temperature safe, somewhere that's not too hot, too cold, and besides that, just make sure that it's just sealed somehow. So if you already opened the bag, just squeeze all the air out, saran wrap it. And obviously, as you saw, you know, it was a 2-year-old bag that wasn't open, so I didn't need to really do anything but just keep it in a cool, dry place.
Proof is in the paint.
Yeah. And it's like I actually have like the receipt for this too. Like it'll take me a bit to find it, but obviously you have to save all your receipts for taxes. You guys listen to rock? Actually, yeah, we especially him. He's more of like a rock listener, but he definitely is. Is why old guns or lower markers could shot. See, the thing about it is, bro, is that the older paintball markers, it's one of those situations where I can actually show you. Back then, you had to build something that simply worked for everything, like regardless of condition, because yeah. So like a best example would be like a PGP Sheridan, right? You obviously can't really make spare parts for this, right? But these were just built to simply work. It's just a matter of like the operating pressure and stuff like that. The older guns from back then, like the paint wasn't regulated or anything like that how it is now. So they obviously were built to just be able to shoot whatever, you know what I mean? But obviously the newer guns, you know, for example, like if I buy something like an LB5 or a Geo 3.5, I wouldn't shoot something lower than 3-star with that. If I shoot something lower than 3-star, I'm just asking for some level of a jam or a break, you know what I mean? And obviously it goes without saying, it's just like he said, you know, the older guns or the cheaper guns, they're just meant to simply fire, you know. Once you get into the more like sophisticated guns, so to speak, you know, like it's implied that the individual that's getting those guns is obviously going to be more sophisticated himself. So it's just like he's obviously going to be getting like the tank that's going to give it the right operating pressure, and he's going to be using the right type of paint for it. You know, because for example, you know, if you want to shoot something like the more advanced. Oh, you little don't give it. That's not food. That's not food. That's not food. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Stop biting me. Let it go. Let it go. You little. Oh, he really just bit me. Sorry, guys. He just tried to eat a paintball again. Oh, you really just bit me, you little bastard.
Cornstarch.
How many times do I have to tell you that paintballs are not food? I literally just fed you at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, it did.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just if he would have eaten that, he would have obviously like choked on it and died. And it's just he literally got. If you watch the show at the beginning, he literally got fed.
You alright?
I'll be fine. It's just come here. Come here. I'm sorry. Come here. I'm sorry. It's just, again, obviously, I get that escalated quickly, but that was me, like, meaning well for my pet. If he would have eaten that, he would have obviously gotten poisoned. And I just don't want my pet to die, obviously.
He's a hero.
But, oh, actually, crap, yeah. I mean, it's not that much blood. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Hate it when he does stuff like this. Like, they literally try to eat like everything for like no reason. But yeah, back to what I was saying though. It's just like obviously like when it comes to the older ones, you know, the older ones were meant to simply work. You know, the newer ones were just like you know, they're meant for more sophisticated individuals. So you have to get like the specific things for them. Yeah, no, they actually are. Believe it or not, guys. I've owned this guy for 4 years now. He's 4 years old. I've had him since he was a hatchling. That was actually the first time. Like, I wish I had a Bible on me. That I kiss my lizard all the time. That's not a big deal. I mean, it's a lizard. I get that some people think it's gross, but obviously I regularly bathe him and stuff like that, so he's clean. And I love the guy.
Won't make a beat. Won't make a beat, lizard.
Yeah, you want to make a beat with us? But yeah, like I was saying before, like I can actually put my hand to God. That's the first time this guy has ever bitten me, ever. And obviously that wasn't intentional. It's just he's trying to bite down on the paintball, and if you know, I obviously was keeping him from biting down on the paintball. I literally had to put my finger there and he was biting down on my finger instead of the paintball. You want more food? Is that it? You already got fed, so you're only getting snack portions. Don't give me that look. He always gives you that look when he wants more. There you go. See, he was just hungry, guys. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. Damn, I can't believe it. I'm surprised. He bit down hard, but like I said before, it's like not that much blood actually came out. Like I'm not really bleeding from it. Just a little bit of like, it's a flesh wound. It's not worth it. As you can see, like normally he's eating right now, but he's actually pretty tame. So I don't have to worry about him like biting me, attacking me over his food and stuff like that. I can hand feed him everything else. He's actually like fully tame. It's just as you guys saw, I needed to, yeah, just he was trying to eat something he shouldn't have. Not a big deal. But bearded dragons are honestly like the best pets ever. You know what I mean? Like literally, he's like the chillest little guy. He's like heavily curious. Like he's honestly like a little like it's like a mix of like having like a miniature reptilian puppy and kind of like a kid at the same time. With these guys, with like, because you literally have to keep an eye on them. Like they will get themselves into like the craziest misadventures out of nowhere, and all you can do is just look at them and laugh. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Pete. Like I mentioned before, this guy's 4 years. I mean, he's about 4 years old now, so I think I have about another 6 to maybe 10 years with him if I'm lucky. But I know for a fact that like once he's gone, it's gonna hit me too. Have you ever been hit by a honey badger? No. I'm pretty wait. You'd have to be in Africa for that.
No, but I've been sucked off by a bear.
Yeah. Put a little bit of honey on my junk, man. That shit went to town. Thought it was marshmallows.
How could you say? Grizzly?
Yeah.
Especially when it got into his Adam's apple.
Yeah, that's the thing about chameleons. Depending on the species of chameleon you get, you really can't handle them. Because depending on the species, they just don't have it with you, you know what I mean? Because like I remember I had a Jackson chameleon and like that thing absolutely hated being handled. Like believe it or not, I actually traded the Jackson chameleon and I got like one of the bearded dragons that I own. So the second one.
You like jazz?
Yeah.
Do you like jazz?
I actually think he does like it. He doesn't.
Do you like?
Yeah. Normally,
jazz?
if you play a radio next to him, he'll get away from it. Yeah, I heard that they have the craziest neck game, my dude, man. I heard they give you like a Slurpee from a mile away, man.
I don't know, I burnt the tip off the stomach acid.
Yeah.
Greetings!
Ah, yeah. But yeah, definitely. PGP Sheridan, definitely like one of my favorite pumps of all time, though. If you get the second generation, though, if you get the first generation, you're in for some headaches. Like, for example, this thing takes forever to screw in and out of the second gen. If this had a cartridge in, like I literally have to just turn it twice, and it's already loaded in. Hey, how you doing, Weasel Teaser? Good to have you here today. For 1 second, guys. I think like another good pistol too that people don't pay attention to would probably be like the PT Enforcer. Because think about it, you don't really need any parts like this. I get that the boring on the barrel is a little bit too big, but honestly, they did some solid great work on this thing, you know what I mean? Especially with the feed tube and stuff like that. Like, probably one of the best, you know what I mean? Because think about it, all you need to do is, that's it. Just give it a little arm twist, and you pull this, you load your rounds in, and you're good to go. Alright. That actually hurt a little bit, but yeah, this thing's definitely good. It's like maneuverable and stuff like that. If you look down through the back though, it actually has like iron sights. I was just taking it apart earlier, so I'm not done maintaining it. So it'll be put back together later. Here. But what's it called? Unfortunately though, it's getting to be that time again though, and I have to start getting ready for work. So it was definitely a pleasure having everybody here today. Like I mentioned before, I'm actually going to be doing more weekly streams now. So normally it would just be Wednesday, and obviously I would have my co-host normally Blue here. Obviously I miss having her around. You're a bioscientist. You could make meth and sell it in bio. I mean, who says I don't occasionally delve into those kind of things to kind of make.
All right, this isn't breaking balls, okay? Like fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't the spin-off series to fucking
but you
Breaking
just beat me
Bad.
to my punchline, man. What's it called? Yeah, he was. Yeah, I was gonna make the Breaking Balls reference to
Busting balls.
Yeah, it's like Breaking Bad, Breaking Balls. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. Everything will definitely be well. But like I mentioned before, it's just normally it's just a Wednesday stream, and it's usually with my co-host Blue. Which again, if you would like to see more of her content, she does make her own on the side. Her link should be in the description. If you can't find it there, like if you have trouble getting it there, if you go on to our page, because we actually made, but then we haven't really developed it, but you can still check out the page. Just look up Introvert Alert official Facebook page. And you should be able to find like her links there as well if you want like more of her on side and stuff like that. Again, definitely encourage you guys to check her out and stuff like that. She's an amazing artist. You know, obviously that's why I wanted to like work together with her when like we first met each other and stuff like that. You know. But like I said before, it's just weird. You know, I figured you guys definitely deserve more. Give me the characteristics of your lizard. Let's see. Curious, a bit of an asshole. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, the only way I can put it is this guy is curious, energetic, he is bold. At the same time, he's also the sweetest thing. Come here. Tell you what, it's like, this guy, like, for example, I can shoot my paintball guns around him and, like, he literally won't, like, he won't even, like look at me or anything. He'll just keep doing what he's doing and stuff like that. He's definitely a tough little guy. I actually have the leash and I walk him sometimes, and like he actually doesn't have a problem like approaching dogs and stuff like that. Obviously the dogs are way bigger than him, so definitely a brave guy. I gotta learn more stuff. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't really say that it's
It's trial and error.
Yeah, it's more trial and error than it is denial and error. But just like everybody else, you know, I mean, obviously,
you might be in denial,
yeah,
and I think you just got over denial.
Yeah.
But that's good though. I'm glad you realized that. Definitely do some research.
Yeah.
You have the internet available.
But remember,
to you. Make
denial
sure you
is
check
more
your
than just a
sources.
river than Egypt.
Don't believe everything you see or hear.
Where's my baby girl? I can't find her now. She disappeared.
Reference textbooks. Read.
Like I was saying before, guys, this Friday there's also gonna be one. And yeah, from now on it's gonna be Wednesday and Friday. Obviously, like I regularly upload paintball content if I went that weekend. I'm not gonna be going this weekend, but the following weekend you'll definitely get more paintball content. And I do still have that paintball video of me actually playing paintball Russian roulette with the famous legendary Greg Hastings. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a really famous paintball player. Like we're talking, this dude has won multiple tournaments. He has video games. He actually has a national competition happening right now, like a time trial competition that I actually competed in. You can actually see the videos on this video now. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? Like my bearded dragon chills with my dogs all the time. Believe it or not, like my dogs don't actually mind having the bearded dragons on top of them, so like they'll actually kind of use them to bask. Yeah, I have a. Let me see if I can find it, because like it gets misplaced easily. But yeah, you can walk them on a leash, but only if they're fully grown. The leash will not work on them if they're like young and stuff like that.
If they're too small, let's get out of it.
Yeah.
And if they're too small, they just bend.
Yeah, if they're too small, they're just gonna instantly get out of it. But as you can see, this is like the leash for him. I'm not gonna put him on him now because he honestly is not a fan.
He's not about it.
Yeah, he's not about the leash, but luckily he's trained enough at this point where I don't really need it anymore. He doesn't run off from me. Like if I were to put him on the ground and stuff like that, he actually stays around me now. So obviously he's used to just being around me all the time. So before, I definitely needed this when taking him outside, because like I would literally, like, we're talking like he'll jump off for a second and I'll be 20 minutes like trying to get him from under a car and stuff like that. Like he gave me a lot of like misadventures when I was getting him trained to be outside and stuff like that. But all you do is you put him here, and depending on how you would personally like, how your lizard is comfortable with it, you either loop your legs through it, but personally I just kind of put this under his stomach and I tighten it down, and that's usually enough for him to not be able to get out of it. But some of the beardies you actually do need to kind of like put this in between. Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure if you can use these on a
totally blending in.
Yeah. He's actually... Where the hell did he... Dude, we have to find him. We have to find him. We don't know if he's near Lizardon. Where did he go? Sorry guys, just I have a smaller bearded dragon in the room, and if he gets near her, he's gonna eat her. So, you know, you can get inside your cage for now. No. Well, actually, we're gonna end the show anyways. Like I mentioned before, there's gonna be another stream Friday. I'm sorry that this keeps happening. It's something I'm gonna definitely work on. It's just a matter of obviously keeping track of the controller. I'm gonna change the settings so that instead of this turning off every 15 minutes, it's gonna turn off every hour. But it was good having everybody today. I definitely appreciate everybody's time. And like I mentioned before, you know, starting from now on, starting this Wednesday, you guys are going to get a lot more of me. It's going to be at least twice a week now with regular paintball uploads in between. But look forward to seeing you guys soon. I want to give a shout out to Terry, because I see you here a lot, so obviously you're very appreciated. I also want to give a shout out to, it's actually my main best friend's birthday today, so I want to say happy birthday to pretty much my little brother Michael at this point, because like we've been best friends for about 11 years now. Yeah, so we're pretty much family at this point. You too, bro. Yeah, pretty much it's just work, and then I'm gonna, even though my best friend's birthday is today, I'm gonna help him celebrate it like tomorrow, pretty much. But have a good night, guys. Oh yeah, same thing
Like
with
our Facebook. My SoundCloud is SoundCloud/Junk Hybrid thing.
Yeah, Spark Productions.
/4. No, my SoundCloud's different with the extension, but just look up Spark with spaces in between the letters.
Yeah.
Legit, that fucking easy. Spark spaces in between the letters. Look it up.
Yeah.
Listen to my shit. Share it. Find someone to fucking rap over it.
Cool. Yeah, we're always looking for collabs. So if you guys are artists that also collaborate, definitely reach out to me.